Two-thirds of the 67 senators are required to oust the deputy president, who faces 11 charges, including corruption, inciting ethnic divisions, and undermining government. And let's do the weather for today. On the line is Felicity Hafenya from the GMET to give us more updates for today's weather. Good morning, Felicity.
Good morning, Valencia. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yesterday we experienced that update. Hafenya from GMET. If you are yet to move from the house to work or school, you need to take the necessary precautions. Now let's have the Lotto winning numbers for Thursday. The Alpha Lotto winning numbers for Thursday XL 15, 43, 83, 32, and 88. The Alpha Lotto winning numbers for Thursday XL again 15, 15, 43, 43, 83, 83, 32, 32, and 88, 88. We're going for a quick break. The BFS continues.
one side of the house in left position and went to bed with that side of the house in right position.
Yeah, so
or the other way around.
So by the numbers, the Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin is now a minority leader, and the Honorable Atul Kasio-Forson is now a majority leader. And we'll get more insights on that later on. Welcome to the show. This is GTV Breakfast. I look forward to serving you breakfast, at least virtually. And this is just something else. Cocoyam TZ, ayoyo, and stew with Burkina mix.
Hey,
we got a Mole Dabani flavor in our breakfast today.
Fulani,
Everything is
Burkina,
happening,
everything
man.
is
So watch out for that. Good morning. Welcome to the show. This is GTV Breakfast. A very hungry calf reporting for duty. Tell me what's up.
Cool calf. Yesterday was Great News Day, so we were reporting on several other things. But this morning we are up bright and early. CK Tedam is in the house. They'll be telling us about something that they are getting up to. We'll also, towards the end of the show, be talking the importance of apologizing and forgiving in a relationship. So if it's hard for you to say sorry, you will learn some tips today.
Well, later on, I'll sit with the ladies for the headlines, and we said big news day, and with what's happening in Parliament, we'll take their thoughts on that. We would have the ladies representing the various political parties at 7:30. It's a conversation you don't want to miss, so send in your questions early. 055-556-1034 is our WhatsApp number, and share our stream. We're live on GTV Ghana. Jay.
Yeah, so
what's
right
going
over
on?
the course of the day, there will be the cooking, there will be an interview right before the cooking. Then we have the social media corner where I bring you all the trends and what's happening. Nkwanta Espiti, Nkwanta Senior High School, they'll be here later with us in the studio. So we have that conversation. A lot more issues coming up on GTV Breakfast. We'll eat the food here for you.
Well, so welcome to the show. It's
Yes.
055-556-1034. You're welcome. Hashtag GTV Breakfast.
Think Toba, still go get checked.
It is so.
Yes.
in that movie, one of the main characters, C, was always chasing someone for his money. And it's like Sonny advised him, his mentor advised him that you lend people money so that you can avoid them for the rest of your life. So sometimes you want to avoid someone, just lend them some money. Because they won't be able to pay back, you just lose their friendship. And if that's what you want to do, just do it. So if you want to get rid of someone, give them some money. Now, I don't know about you if you want to build your memory and know what kind of tricks you get up to. You have an exam to study for and stuff like that. How best do you improve your memory? And today, the quote is quite simply telling you that lend someone money. Basically, that's what it is. It's like if you want to improve your memory, lend someone money. That's it. Yeah. So pretend you lended someone money and hey, everything's going to come back to you. So that's our Yoruba proverb coming to you for this morning. And my name is Jay Gabra, that GTV boy. For now, I'd like to hand over to Thelma, who is standing by with the next conversation. Hello, Thelma.
Hello. Hello, Jay. Thank you for that proverb. I have good memory when it comes to people who owe me money. So this is a good proverb to put in your bag. And if you want to improve your memory, loan some money to someone. Good morning. Welcome to GTV Breakfast. I am Thelma Taki. We are sitting down with CK Tedam University, and they have an upcoming project, Enactus, a dynamic platform that empowers university students to tackle global challenges through innovation and entrepreneurship. And the team has excelled. They've won in the national championship 4 consecutive years. So 4 years in a row, they've won the national championship. And this year, they're about to go all over again. At the table, Mr. Abdul Majid Yusuf, the assistant registrar, is with me, and Peter Ademba, a student, and also an Enactus contestant, is also here. Majid and Peter, thank you for making time. Tell us what Enactus is all about. I'll start with you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so as you rightly put it, before even going into the nitty-gritties of it, or we go into the nitty-gritties of it, I want to extend a warm felicitations on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Albert Loctra. He extends his deepest gratitude for hosting us. Yes, so as you rightly said, Enactus is a platform which encourages innovation. We have contested over the years, and as you rightly said, won 4 consecutive times. We believe that the innovative approaches we have embedded in our mandate is what has propelled or projected us this far. I would leave the details of the competition to my student here, who was part of the contest. So he has a lived experience, and he will tell us some more.
Tell us then, what has been your experience?
Thank you very much. My experience in Enactus has been a life-changing experience to me. I joined Enactus my first year that I joined CK Tedam University. Enactus is an enterprise that was established in 1975. Initially, it was called Student in Free Enterprise, but 2012 it had the name Enactus, which stands for Entrepreneurial Action Us, which Enactus sought to get students, university students together with a lot of ideas, a lot of entrepreneurship ideas that comes together to solve societal problems. So these ideas are from economic problems. They find a lot of problems going around, then they sort it out and find solution that is going to help the society and the group as a whole. And they stand on the United Nations global goals, which is the Sustainable Development Goals. Each project has to align with those agenda for you to be able to compete in the competition.
So you have to come up with an idea,
yes,
and an execution plan.
Yes, please.
What does making an entry or being a part of Enactus look like? What do you have to do?
Okay, being part of Enactus, you have to register with the country office. So every university that is ready to join the Inactus team has to join by registering with the country office. So after your registration, they will give you approval to commence your Inactus team on campus. So from there, you start building a team and coming out with a project. So with a project, they now come together and then come for the national competition. So the winner of the national competition has to now represent the whole country in the global, which is called, we call the World Cup competition.
I'll come to you now, Majid. How did CK Tedem become a part of this? What's the vision? And has it been easy? Tell us about that story.
Yes, so those of you watching us who are yet to be initiated, the uninitiated, CK Tedem might be a university that has just been created, but it existed as a UDS, Navrongo campus. And so right from the days we were with UDS, we had enrolled on the Inactus competition. So our vision and mission as a university embraces innovation, it embraces creativity, it embraces critical thinking. And so we make sure that we give our students practical training. So the staff, the faculty, management have a commitment to ensure that wherever we find ourselves, we excel. So it is what has led to our success story.
But has it always been easy? What are some of the challenges you faced?
Yes, so even as a university, transiting from a campus to a full-fledged university has come with its own challenges. You are like a baby competing with grandfathers. So we have challenges in respect of the infrastructure. For instance, our laboratory infrastructure as a science-based university is not too good, doesn't look too good. Resilience has enabled us to overcome some of these challenges. Our faculty are committed, they are top-notch, and so we have always excelled, especially at the national level. So you can imagine a baby beating grandfathers like the KNUST. In fact, it tells you that we braved the storm.
So being an Inactus winner 4 years in a row has boosted the image of CK Tedem University, you would say?
Most definitely.
All right.
Most definitely.
As, you know, as an institution that is raising the next generation of leaders to bring innovative solutions, what are some of those solutions that you've brought on board? And I'll ask Peter this. What kind of innovations, for example, have you introduced in the past that one? What more do you have in the bag to introduce, hoping that they would also get you the prizes you're looking for?
Thank you very much. For now, we have a lot of projects which are even ongoing and some are in the incubation state. The first project I would like to talk about is our project that seeks to transform squared fridges into poultry incubators. That project, we won last year with that project, which is now a very good production site that we have in Navrongo that manufacture these incubators for poultry farmers around Ghana. And also we have a Vara Woodin project that's in the northern part of Ghana. We have a lot of cattle and a lot of farm animals that barely feast during the dry season. So we have a solution of converting these dry grasses in the north into feed for these cattle. And recently we have a project called Cocoa Fete, which we transform coconut husks, which is a very big problem in our cities and a lot of places that are choking gutters. We don't get places to dump them. So we sought a solution to that by transforming them into fertilizers for our farmers, which find it difficult now. Fertilizers prices are increasing day by day. So we saw this problem and said, let's find a solution to that. And also another problem that we encountered in the north was the rice husk, which rice factories normally don't get a place to dispose them. So we transformed this rice husks into plywood, for acoustics and also interior designs that we have over here. You can buy it. We have different sizes that we transform into. They are very, very beautiful, and it is really marketing in the northern part of Ghana.
I hear all these solutions, and I'm thinking it may not just be a north problem that you found a solution to. It may very well be a national or international solution. How are you incorporating or selling these ideas beyond your community, beyond CK Tedham, beyond the north of the country? How are you making sure that these technologies are available for people everywhere else? Are there any collaborations going on?
Yes. With the help of our university, we have Fidelity Bank very firm at our back, which supports us financially. Each year they come around, they support our project, they support our traveling, and also we have other partners like coconut sellers around, and also rice manufacturing companies in the north. We have about 3 companies that we normally seek and consult to get these raw materials, and the raw materials that we are using are in abundance. So what we now need is the support, a little bit push to reach the world market, because with this project we need a lot of machineries. For now we are processing, but we are doing it small, let me put it away, because of the machineries that we are not getting. So with a push of anybody out there listening to us this morning who is ready to support our initiatives, we will be able to sell and make a lot of impact in Ghana.
So if government should come in to offer support, what would that support look like?
Yes, so government
or individuals and corporate entities.
Yes, government and development partners, corporate Ghana can actually partner CK Tedham University of Technology and Applied Sciences. We have a track record. The NACTUS competition speaks to that. So we have a lot of ways government and other partners can help by funding research, by sponsoring faculty to advance their academic pursuits, by actually bringing these students, these future leaders who are making us proud, even on the global stage, into the limelight through sponsorship, through innovative programs such as national research labs, so that when you prove your worth, of course, some much support is granted. The funding is actually the challenge for now.
Let's talk about what's next for you.
Okay.
What's upcoming? What's in the plan?
Okay. Yeah. So we believe in our resilience, and we are not going to compromise that. So we have been consistent. As you heard from him, even after winning this one, we have another project which faculty and students would most definitely harness for the next competition.
Okay. I'll take your last word, Peter. How do you hope that this will transform your life and the lives of other young people?
What I would say to other young people in CKT and all universities around is that they should look around them. There are a lot of things that we can do around us. It's not always going to wear suits, sit in the office and sit in your house, wait for job vacancy to apply. Come out. We have brilliant ideas in us. We have a lot of things that we can do. With the little knowledge you have, what you need is the idea. In NACTUS, it's just about the ideas that we have. When you bring the ideas on board, people are around. When you pitch your competition, there are a lot of businessmen that comes around, look at your idea. If there's an idea that they can buy into, they come inside, they sponsor you and make it to light. So we can all do something, no matter how small you are. Looking at all the way from the north where we are coming from, we are able to stand on our feet for 4 consecutive terms, beating a lot of universities. In Ghana alone, we have 23 universities competing. And you can see how the North is really producing the best. So I would say that there are a lot that we can do.
I am so proud of CK Tedam and all the things that you've achieved, especially with this project, offering innovative solutions. So bringing tomorrow's solutions today and making sure that our lives are better for it, because that's what we want to do. We want African homegrown solutions to our home problems. We understand it better, so we can solve it better. Thank you for your efforts in this regard, and congratulations in advance, because I have a feeling you might just win this a fifth time.
Yes.
So all the best to you, Mr. Abdul Majid Yusuf, Assistant Registrar, and Peter Ademba, a student and an Enactus contestant, both from the CK Tedam University of Technology and Applied Sciences. And again, they're going ahead with another innovative solution, hoping to win another Enactus prize to make it the 5th year in a row after winning it 4 times. CK Tedam, congratulations to you. And here we'll take a quick break. When we return, we're in the kitchen and Kaf is already strapping his aprons on. And we have some greens and reds and carbohydrates coming up in the kitchen. See you.
These achievements are expected to empower future generations with essential skills needed for personal growth and national development. In the light of these, I bring you documentaries highlighting the transformative achievement in the educational sector, spearheaded by the Minister for Education, Honorable Dr. Yao Osei-Eluchim. Watch the Transformation Agenda series on GTV on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock p.m. and on Saturdays at 8 o'clock p.m. Transformation Agenda series on education, reimagining education for national development.
Everything is alright. What we say, things could be better. All we need is some understanding. Right now. Right now.
Challenge Season 1 has been a journey of great impact. From the application process to the selection of participants, the MACDAN Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 1. The millionaire investor Dr. Daniel Macaulay is staying the course of grooming the next generation of multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs for Ghana. Ghana's unemployed youth population is growing exponentially by the day. A private sector intervention is needed to lighten the burden of employment on the government. The MACDAN Entrepreneurship Challenge is one of such privately funded initiatives. Ghana, are you ready for the second edition?
a little, then we add it. After it boils, we'll just give me this one.
Okay. So you're going to put that in there?
Yes, I'm going to put that in here.
Okay.
Cold water, please.
So this was all pre-cooked?
Yes.
To save time?
Yes, please.
Alrighty.
To save time, it's pre-cooked.
Okay.
So we did the cocoyam powder ourselves. So we didn't peel the cocoyam. We cut everything together, dried it for about 2-3 days, and then we blended it.
Okay.
To
this is what we call in some languages mankani.
Yes, mankani.
Okay, cocoyam.
Yes.
The fufu is really nice, pa.
And it's so nutritious.
Yeah, it is. It's like cassava's younger brother.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's high in nutritious than cassava.
All right, cocoyam.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You know, aside cooking and being creative with food, we also look at the nutritional value.
Exactly.
So we chose to replace the cassava with cocoyam because of the nutrients in it.
One of these days we'll declare cocoyam month.
Yeah.
And then all the recipes will have cocoyam in them.
I have a lot of recipes.
We'll go through all the carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Declare them like that. Okay.
How about the recipes in mind?
So this is going to go here?
Yes, please.
All right. The cocoyam TZ is the carbohydrates part of the food, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. So we just add it here.
Okay. Then we stir.
We stir.
The constants tell you that I'm the professional stirrer. So I'm going to stir for you.
Okay.
Where I do other things. This is what I do best. Okay. So you can have cocoyam porridge too, can't you?
Yeah.
Smelling like porridge to be pan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's easy to work on. You don't need to go and buy from the market.
Okay.
You have any leftover cocoyams in the house, or maybe the smaller pots.
Okay.
Just cut it, dry it, blend it up, and then have a nice porridge.
Okay. What part of Ghana are you from, Latifa?
I'm from the northern region.
Okay. So this is TZ is like the standard.
Yes.
Everybody will enjoy it.
Everybody will enjoy it from Monday to Friday.
Wow. What part of Ghana are you from?
I'm from Kwewu.
Okay, so you are the fufu people.
I'm the fufu people. And they are cow. And they are cow.
Yeah. Maybe we should declare 1 month a Kwewu month. Then you go and bring us your traditional recipes. Then Latifa can also bring us some northern region recipes, you know.
Okay.
We'll go around the country just cooking.
Yeah.
It won't be bad. Food tour.
Region by region.
Let's think about it, man.
Yeah. You have a lot to manage, you know.
Okay.
So after it boils, we'll just this a little here.
Okay.
Then we'll put some of the flour. Then we stir constantly.
Okay.
Then we'll be adding a little bit of the porridge.
Yes, Chef Latifa.
Chef is killing it.
What is the name of the? I'm a commie, right? Assistant.
Assistant.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, the assistant.
Okay.
I'm the runner.
Okay. All righty. So what kind of course did you do at Cake Techniques? What did you learn?
I learned about cake, pastries, and food.
Okay. All right. How long was your program?
My program was 6 months.
Okay. Nice.
And she's a big chef on her own now.
Be so. Be so. The power of Cake Techniques. Be so. So we're waiting for this to boil?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, because of the high fiber in cocoyam, it helps in digestion a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
It helps in digestion.
Yeah.
And it helps to, it's a good help to diabetes patients.
Okay. All right.
It also helps in stroke.
So our food is medicine, and our medicine is our food.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So we can dish a
Okay.
little
Okay.
to it. Will you please pass me one? No, the other one.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
what are we doing now?
Right now, we are about to stir.
Okay.
So, will you put gradually or shall I stir?
Is it from here? I should put some inside.
Yeah.
Small.
Let me.
All right.
just
Let's go.
take some
We go.
off. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Sharp.
Just pour. Yes.
All right. Okay. I'll pour everything.
Please, not everything. Gradually. Please add some.
Add some.
Yes.
Sharp.
Good. More.
No, more.
More.
Yeah.
More.
You want it soft or hard?
Hard.
Hard.
Yeah, we're hungry. It's the beginning of the day.
Hey, you take 2 weeks alone, so you're good to go.
Yeah.
Add a little.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm so impressed.
What's more?
I'm coming.
Okay.
Add 1 spoon. Quarter. Wow, that's nice.
I think if you want a quick fix, TZ is the best.
Yeah, I think so, man.
All you need to do is to stay.
It's taking shape. Yeah, man. Cocoyam TZ. Normally, what do they use for TZ, Latifa?
Normally we use corn flour.
Corn flour.
And then cassava flour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like the mix. TZ. So you can do yam too, right? You can do yam TZ.
You can do yam TZ too.
Okay. It's basically like a blend, or? Yes. Okay.
But just this one, we've added the cocoyam powder.
Okay.
That made it
All right.
different.
Okay. Great. You want some more, or you're good?
It's okay.
It's
I'm
okay.
good.
Okay. All right.
So on the other side, I'll be warming our green soup.
Okay.
Here.
So you want to put something on the fire?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Is there okra in it?
Yeah.
Okay. That gives it the kind of slimy.
The slimy, and also the ayoyo.
But the ayoyo
sliminess.
is slimy itself.
Itself, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's just the beans leaves and then the contemporary that is not slimy.
Okay. Yeah. Very healthy stuff. When you're cooking, do you like to have music in the kitchen?
A little.
Who are your favorite musicians?
Where can enjoyment.
Yeah, okay. Who are your favorite musicians?
Sherifa Tubuni.
Okay, yeah. She's good. She's good. Full of energy.
Yeah, full of energy.
Yeah.
And then in our language, we always say that Sam Nomon Usachon.
Okay. What language is this?
That's Dagbani.
Dagbani. Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
It means that when you stay there for a very long time, then you spoil it.
So we shouldn't stay for too long.
You not stay for too long.
Okay. Okay. Presentation time is coming, eh?
Yep.
Okay. We have 8 minutes to make your Burkina, Constance.
All right.
We add this one gradually.
Okay.
To stir. Stir.
Stir it.
Well.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want to try that? Would you like to try that?
Trouble they come.
I'm coming. Give me 1 minute.
Stirring the stuff. I like to stir it in my stomach, but how?
Let me do this.
All right. Okay.
So you can try.
I can stir, eh?
Yeah, please.
Ebefa.
More grease. More hope.
More hope for me, eh?
More hope, yes. Ebefa.
I want to see what you're doing.
To the rescue.
I have to hold something.
I have to rescue you.
I can do that.
I have to rescue you.
You rescue me?
Yes.
Rescue mission.
Rescue mission.
I'm rescued.
You are rescued. So just relax. You are rescued.
Okay, all right. I'll wait to eat.
You wait to eat.
That's like if it's on their side, I'll start mine.
Your Burkina?
Yep.
Okay. So what are the ingredients inside Burkina, Constanza?
So it's millet.
Okay.
And then we have the cow milk.
Okay. I wonder why they call it Burkina. Is it because of the country? Is that
think
where it
so.
came from?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So our Burkina mix is quite easy. We already have our pre-made Burkina.
This is what? The millet?
Yes. Burkina done.
Okay.
Yes. So we're going to pour the Burkina here.
Is there milk in it?
Everything. Milk,
sugar, millet.
And the millet, yes.
Okay.
Then we're going to add pomegranate to it.
Pomegranate?
Yeah.
This fruit, I only heard about it in my literature books. didn't know it was in Ghana.
It's in Ghana.
Pomegranate.
Yes.
Ayo.
You can choose to add.
Does it have a tree name?
I'm trying to figure it out.
We'll just call it pomegranate.
Pommy. Sister for me.
Okay, so I'd write it for you.
Yeah, as usual.
This one day I can do.
Sharp.
Is it plugged?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just like your name.
Is it plugged? Is it plugged? Let's make sure it's plugged. Okay. Yeah. So it should go.
You should turn it.
Okay. Come on. Is this it? Okay. No, this is not it. This is it. Yes. Finish. More.
Because pomegranate is more like seed, we need it to blend well.
Okay.
So that it can incorporate together.
Okay, you got to pour more inside?
No, I'm not.
We're done.
Great.
Okay.
So we're going to build it in layers.
Okay.
So we'll pour a bit of the bokina here.
Okay.
To our serving cup. Right there.
Okay. And then we
Can you
pour.
give me the tissue?
Tissue.
Thank you. Yes.
We'll look for you.
All right. Then we pour a bit of the pomegranate bokina in it.
Okay, I can see the layer. And then what is the next level? What is it?
This is it.
Okay.
I'll top it up with the rest of the bokina so we can have like 3 layers.
All right.
Okay.
CBD4.
I have my fancy straw here.
Yeah, the fancy straw.
On the side.
Fancy and romantic.
Romantic.
And the garnish is a little of the.
All right, with some pomegranate.
Yeah.
And we're good to go.
We're good to go.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So presentation time. We're done.
I have some romantic biscuits here.
Romantic biscuits.
I want to catch your eye, so I brought it. I brought it to catch your eye.
All right. That looks like a Mercedes Benz. Mercedes Benz. So.
Wow.
So
pomegranate, bokina, ready.
Bokina mix.
Yep.
All right. And now we're presenting our stuff.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Ready?
Okay, we're almost done. 2 minutes to go.
Yep.
Our Ghana rubber is finished.
Yeah, you see now. So I give you tissue. Want some tissue?
It's okay.
Yeah. There you go. Cleaning up.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, dish out the soup.
So presentation time.
Yes.
Okay.
Celebration time.
Okay.
We are here with the ayoyo.
Okay. Ayoyo.
Yes.
And there's a rule that the food must be colorful, right?
The food must be very colorful.
Eat with our eyes.
Yeah, we eat with our eyes. Yeah.
The forest is here.
Yeah. So you have a roundabout inside that stew.
Yes,
and then you have a towel too.
We have a towel.
Circle, bus stop.
We have runabout.
Wow. Fantastic.
Please give me. Yeah.
So will the red also be in a different dish?
No.
Or put it inside. Okay. Okay, put it inside. Is that a roundabout?
Yes, this is a runabout.
Okay. Where's the towel?
The towel is coming. This is the tuna.
Tuna?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Lots of good fish. And the intestines and
Yes.
fowl.
This is
That's
the
a towel.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a towel.
Okay. And then a roundabout.
The runabout.
Okay. GBC roundabout.
GBC.
Then CBD.
Yeah.
CBD roundabout.
Yes. You see, this is the original.
Original. Yeah, this one is CBD.
Yes.
Okay, CBD roundabout.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's going there.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Shall I add more?
Your timing is good. Yes. Yes. Just one more.
One more.
Yeah. So
One
we
more
present.
protein.
Beautiful.
Too much meat doesn't.
It's
Doesn't
super.
kill. Doesn't kill.
Okay. So there we go. Cocoyam TZ. with ayoyo.
Yes.
And stew. With our Burkina mix.
Our Burkina mix.
Beautiful.
It's ready.
A budget with what you've cooked today. How many people can it serve? What's the budget? Constance?
Okay, so with this, it can serve 4 people.
4 people?
With 4 portions.
Alrighty.
Okay, and we can budget around 130 cedis.
130 Ghana cedis?
Yes.
Okay, so there we go. Our cocoyam TZ with ayoyo and stew and our Burkina mix. Layers of pomegranate and all kinds of interesting things here. Well, thank you. How do people get in touch with Cake Boutique and Decor?
So you can contact us on 054-896-3385, 054-896-3385. Admissions in progress. If you want to learn how to do cake, pastries, interior and exterior decor, and more, Cake Boutique is the best place to be.
Alrighty. Thank you very much, Latifa. Really nice being your assistant.
Thank you so much. As well as follow us on all our social media platforms.
Okay. Alrighty. Shout out to the lady in the back, Lizzie, who was sorting things out. We didn't see her, but she's there. And shout out to Erica as well.
Erica, get well soon. Get well
All right.
soon.
Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
We're going to throw it over to a very hungry J. Gabra. I mean, I wish I could just go and present you some of this drink at least, because the guy is so hungry, it's not funny. It's not funny, it's not funny, it's not funny. Yeah. So J. Gabra has the social media corner right now. Don't go anywhere. This is GTV Breakfast. Nice.
Hashtag stop Galamsey now. My name is J. Gabra, that GTV boy. Welcome to the SMC. What's trending? A lot is trending. And this is how we want to set the tone for the weekend with the Friday mood. And we bring you all the trending stories. Enjoy this one. When you see that, you know that chairman is setting the mood for the weekend, you know that with that, things are heating up. A lot of things are heating up. So yesterday, a lot of drama in Parliament when the Speaker of Parliament declared 4 seats vacant. The legislators affected by the ruling are the NDC's Peter Yakwachi Aka of Amensi's Central Constituency, the Western Region, Andrew Mako Esiama of Femena in the Ashanti Region, Kojo Asante, MPP MP for Suhum in the Eastern Region, and MPP's Cynthia Morrison of Agona West Constituency. Here's the majority leader reacting after the Speaker has declared those 4 seats vacant.
Service of the writ to do the bidding of the NDC is so clear, but we believe in the law. We, as the majority caucus, immediately are boycotting Parliament until this matter is determined by the Supreme Court. The Speaker has no right to interpret the Constitution, and it is so clear that what he did was to give advantage to the NDC and do the bidding of the NDC. We are not going to go further to litigate. We have a process at the court. We'll follow it up. If the court makes a pronouncement, we'll respect the orders of the court. But because we believe that the issues we have raised are issues for interpretation. Thank you very much.
Thanks to GBC Digital Studios for that video over there. And if you notice, while he was speaking, Katie Hammond in the back, trying to, argue the case on their behalf, even though while the majority speaker is speaking. So yes, he also made some comments after that ruling was made, and here they are.
Interpretation. Constitution didn't say be a interpretation be a Supreme Court na kan wansa. Ya kasa de we say no, ya the majority leader. When ya de krata ni na come Supreme Court. Man time kakra ma wo Supreme Court time kakra na wo decide ya de we say. The ya ba ya be kan wo so wo dwene ho. Akwatra na dwi afrafra wo NDC fo awuni wo no. Kekre ma twatwa ne ma. O be gina. Kan mu ya se ma de ya ba. Ba ko na ekoro wo mu huri ye. Wo say majority mada. Ya yi Ghana fo ato aba ma ye majority. Ya betra dem ha. Ya betra dem ha sia. E da wo say my minority. Who kwati sa asem bu efa. Ba ben di asem ba ma mu ha. Wo de bia ba ne.
Yes, there's something about Katie Hammond. He's just such a firebrand, a very interesting man to watch and listen to. And so later on, Joy News also had an interview with the majority leader, and it was during his introduction to the program, so he can give his comments on the speaker's ruling. That's also started trending on social media. If you haven't seen the video yet, here's the video.
What's say? I'll say Obi changing now.
Alexander Afeomakin, I'm grateful to you for joining. What's your next line of action?
Alex.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You let me hear how you introduce me again.
Okay. So we have Alexander Afeomakin, MP for Efutu on the line. Yes.
I'm not only MP. Well, you either doing the right thing or we just go up. Please.
Okay. Listen, this majority leader. So, I mean, you are the, okay, so I have the majority leader on the line, Alexander Afeomakin. Is that okay?
Young man, why? Why do you do your journalism? You introduce somebody properly. And you don't make these things for me to remind you and all that. What do you gain from it? Is it okay for us to have a banter?
No. I have only said I have the majority.
You started with you have Alexander Afeomakin. Then you say MP for Efutu. Then I have to remind you, please, let's do the right thing. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Forgive me.
Okay, so do the right thing and let's proceed.
Okay, so let me bring in majority leader Alexander Afeomakin.
Yes, sir. Good evening to you for having me.
Great, thanks for speaking to us. So I was saying that, I mean, for the first time I saw you very visibly angry on the floor.
I wasn't angry. Okay. I wasn't angry.
Okay. But what's your next plan of action in all of this?
So a lot more happening, and they'll be delving right into that issue during the headline segment. But for now, that video is trending. Thanks to Joy News for that as well. So is he still a majority leader or not? Let's move on to some more trends. Now, Hilda Baci was on social media, preparing some fufu. And at this point, we just want to claim her as Ghanaian. Because if you think about it, she started that whole Guinness World Record trending thing before Ifa Santa came with a Singaton, Chef Fila with a Cocaton, and later on, Chef Smith said he will cook all of us here in Ghana. But God is on our side, so. Yes, Hilda Baci, preparing fufu.
When I'm making no disappear, me I get it done.
Is she Ghanaian or not? Yes, she is. She is preparing fufu and everything, even speaking the language and all. And for the videographer, whoever shot the video at the 6-second mark, the shot you took, Charlie, God will bless you. Did it for the culture. I appreciate you, man. Charlie, you did well. Shatta Wale celebrated his birthday yesterday, and even before he celebrated his birthday, he was in the trance because back on Wednesday, the NPP presidential candidate, Dr. Bawumia, had a meeting with the creative arts sector at the Alisa Hotel, and Shatta stood to ask a question, and was requested that the vice president speak Pidgin. That's trending all over social media. Enjoy this one.
And that's the street. And Your Excellency, I'll please plead with you that, you see, when you want to, respond to what I'm saying, for today, and there's people out there on the streets, just say it in Pidgin small for me. Maybe.
Waiting, you say. The team is say, me, where are the politics? The thing with they my heart, no, it be the people that way they suffer for the country. It be where they my heart. Me, I be patron of Lepers Aid Ghana.
So that happened. On his birthday yesterday, Shatta Wale again received a gift. I don't know what gift you get on your birthday, but he took delivery of a brand new Escalade. He didn't reveal where it came from. On his X, for instance, he said, "Thank you, ... with a hand emoji, about 3 of them. So we don't know where the gift is from, but we just want to say congratulations to him. He celebrated his 40th birthday yesterday, and he took delivery of that. I just want to remind him that I also wished him happy birthday here. So, Shatta, come here, if not an Escalade, maybe a Rolls Royce, a Bentley, that kind of thing. We love you here at GTV Ghana. Yes. So, there's a lot of talent in Ghana. A lot of it is hidden. If you don't find it, we are finding it. And this time around, the GTV admin is looking for Ama Yeboah. You know why? We want her on the Makoma remix, King Palute's Makoma remix, because she made a case for herself. She said she recorded a song in the early hours, and if you see the video that's trending, we want her on the remix. King Paluta, if you're watching us, watch this video and consider her for the remix.
Masa mana wopa forget to do ojom or therefore adie wo be ma besom twede a mebon no be yi udodom enka ne dona minyan no phone no woni ta na wo jojo na so de menyan wow dondo body na foko ti se ko nchina me de ni betri street e wo crow from this is yetia girl ni wo shape akono bana brain na me show face internet don dey forget na ye fake ada wo be shower do pa na ho se wo do.
We are looking for you, and we're looking for you. So go to our pages, find our number, reach out to us, and we want to have a conversation with you. Yeah, and just say we are looking for you. I mean, the GTV admin is looking for you. I know this doesn't help my case, but yes, find our pages, find our number, reach out to us. That was brilliant. And with the Dondo part, speaking of the weddings and everything, we saw an extraordinary wedding convoy. I don't believe it was a wedding convoy, but they say it is. But I don't know what to make of it. That's why I am doubting. But if it was extraordinary. Why am I saying this? Watch this video. My producer is telling me, can't I see the balloons and the decorations on the tipper trucks? So yes, it's a wedding convoy. You know, I'm going to stop arguing with him. It is what it is. That I don't know what to make of the convoy. You know, usually when they're in their saloon cars and their 4x4s and all in the traffic blowing their horns, nobody wants to give them way. But with the tipper trucks, nobody's going to stand in their way. It's going to go straight through to the venue. It's just going to go straight through. Yesterday, KiDi released the visualizer for his latest track, For Life. Beautiful video, very nice visuals. The song too quite engaging. And it's like another song that's on my mind is NFF Remix. So I'm looking forward to Camido and KiDi coming back again to do another song. But for now, this is KiDi's For Life, a visualizer. Enjoy this one. KiDi there For Life. You know, speaking about relationships like that, later on in the show, to wrap up everything for today, Thoma will be having a conversation about forgiving and, you know, and relationships and all. So look forward to that one as well. Maybe you can play this song to forgive each other, you know, apologizing and forgiving each other, you know. And now, another person who worked with KiDi for his track with Black Sherry, Lomo Lomo, was Ugly. He's a producer, music producer right here in Ghana. And he and his buddy, Ugly and Tough, they have a page on social media where they try to help some of the acts we haven't discovered yet on Earthing Talents. And so this is Ugly and Tough with some of his friends. You know, they haven't released a track yet, but this is a teaser that they share with us on the social media. Enjoy this one.
It's my room for practice.
Thank you. Yes, so right now that's it for Social Media Corner. Let's go to Studio 5 for sports.
Skills. With the end of Goldfield's decade-long sponsorship in 2023, the PGA has secured a new title sponsor set to be announced in the coming weeks. The director of the Royal Golf Club, Professor Bernard Kofi Badin, said corporate bodies should partner them to raise the profile of professional golf in the country.
Over the past 8 years, we've been dipping our hands into our own coffers to make sure that the professional game goes on. And this year I was very hopeful, but for some reason, one of our sponsors I wouldn't say pulled out, disappointed. So this year too, we have to do the same thing. This year, not everybody will walk into Asantehene and play. You need to qualify. And I would encourage you, this is one of the opportunities for you to use to qualify. If you haven't already qualified, please try as much as possible to give off your best. Because when the game is good, when the results look good, it would attract sponsors. We are very hopeful that one day, we will get a sponsor who will come and say, look, I want to take on the professional game and pay the purse.
The tournament director, Mr. Eric Hinaku, said every golfer is eager to make it into the top 24.
We are playing Memory Lane, which is the 4th edition of our flagship tournament. That leads us to the final tournament, which is the PGA Ghana Championship. That will select 24 people to qualify for the main PGA Championship in November.
A former director of the tournament, Reverend Akwesi Prempe, touched on the championship's significance as the last qualifier of the season.
As we are playing our last flagship tournament, that will enable our players to accumulate their points to be the final 24 that Ghana need to compete with the rest of the West African professional golfers that will come to join us to be 32 golfers.
Some golfers are optimistic of making it to the top 24.
This is a very serious game for me. I have to take it very serious. And I've practiced last week, so I'm on top of my game, and I know I'll get there.
My expectation is to play well and win. And I wish everyone who is playing all the best. And the winner will be emerged at the end. But I wish to be crowned as a winner.
I belong to the senior category, of which we are playing 2 days. We are starting ours tomorrow. My expectation is very high. I've did a lot of training in my club at Tema, and I want to come and replicate that one here and make sure that I become the best among the seniors.
The 2024 Memory Lane PGA Championship will end on October 18 at the Royal Golf Club in Kumasi.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Black Satellites faced off against Benin in the ongoing WAFU Zone B Championship as they played out a 2-2 draw in a keenly contested game. The game, which took place as part of the U20 AFCON qualifiers, saw an early lead for Ghana thanks to a swift goal by Jerry Efriye in the 13th minute. This early strike set the tone for what would become a fiercely contested battle between the two teams. Despite Ghana's promising start, Benin responded with determination, turning the tables by the end of the first half. The Black Satellites found themselves trailing 2-1 after Benin managed to score 2 goals in quick succession. This unexpected turnaround demonstrated Benin's resilience and ability to capitalize on their opportunities, leaving Ghana with a challenging task ahead in the second half. As the match progressed, both teams displayed impressive skill and tenacity, creating numerous chances and keeping the spectators enthralled. Ghana, eager to avoid a loss in their opening game, pushed forward relentlessly. Their efforts were finally rewarded in the dying moments of the match when Jerry Efriye once again stepped up, this time converting a crucial penalty to level the score at 2-2. The final whistle confirmed a dramatic draw, with both teams earning a point each. For Ghana, the result was a testament to their fighting spirit and ability to recover under pressure. Jerry Efriye's performance in particular stood out as a highlight, showcasing his composure and skill in critical moments. Now to some Ghana Premier League stories where Kumasi Asante Kotoko are promising their fans that they are ready to go all out against FC Samatex.
In terms of their cardiovascular endurance, in terms of their strength, they are high up there to be able to to play because in terms of match fitness at the highest level, we did not play over the weekend, but then we tried to play a friendly game with the Division 2 side just to keep us active. So we've been working on the players in terms of their physical capacity because they need that more to be able to endure the 90 minutes of the game, the high tempo, the high intensity of the game. So it's been good so far.
Coach, one credit that most pundits
first to the ball, and when they win the ball, they try as much as possible to make it simple. So I think it's about the structure at the back. They are very well coordinated and they make things very simple at the back.
Coach, the next side.
It's match day 7 in the Ghana Premier League, and so let's check the fixtures for match week 7. And so tomorrow, Visions FC will play against Bichim United. Accra Lions will slag it out with Young Apostles, all at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Then on Sunday, Medema SC will play against Nations FC. Karela United will slag it out against Hearts of Lions, while Kumasi Asante Kotoko at the Linkley Stadium in Obuasi will face off with FC Samatex. Streams FC will play against Hearts of Oak. In Swatraman FC will slag it out with Baseke Holy Stars, while we have Brecon Chelsea slagging it out with Legon Cities. Bibiani Go Stars will be playing against Ejana Stars. And so here are some players who have been rewarded for their amazing performance so far in the Ghana Premier League. So for the month of September, goalkeeper of the month goes to Medieme's goalkeeper, Apiakubi. Then for the player of the month, it goes to Ejana Stars, Emmanuel Mafo. And Medema SC's coach, Nabushka Kapur, wins the coach of the month. Now we go through the table ahead of match day 7. So at the top 4, occupied by the Bibiani Go Stars, Kumasi and Legon Cities.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. Third Friday in the month. 50 days to the election. 80 days till the end of the second term of Messrs. Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. And we're here for the headlines.
These are the front pages of our papers today. Daily Graphic leading with the drama in Parliament yesterday. Speaker declares 4 seats vacant, 2 NPP, 1 independent, and 1 NDC. The independent candidate does business with the NPP side, reducing their numbers to 135.
All right. They chronicle anger over removal of 4 MPs. Take your parliament. We won't be part of it until ... Afenyo Markin tells Togbe Bagbin. All righty. Daily Guide?
Okay. Still leading with the Speaker kicking out 4 MPs and MPP boycotts Parliament.
That's the headline this morning.
Yep.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep.
The Daily Dispatch takes it to another level. Bawumia will get a one-touch victory. There will be no runoff, says Napu. Okay, all right.
More stories from the campaign trail also on the front page of the Daily Dispatch.
Bawumia says, I understand your hardship because I felt it before. Daily Analyst, big one.
Bagbin finally declares 4 seats vacant. NPP now minority caucus in Parliament. And of course, the leader of the NPP side, we are boycotting Parliament until this matter is settled at the Supreme Court also with that.
Okay, the National Voice, Bawumia promises tax incentives for creative industry to accelerate growth. Okay, that's your National Voice.
The Daily Searchlight also with the proceedings in Parliament for 1.5 million vote difference. Akufo-Addo wins minority side in Parliament, and wins is in quotes.
Okay, so those are the big headlines. I'll be back to talk about paralegals. They have a very interesting conference that you need to know about. And you'll be back to talk about
forgiveness and apologizing in relationships.
Okay, I was going to ask, what have I done?
Just say sorry.
Let's go, sorry.
On the papers. Welcome to the headline segment. I am Altiti Saida Sadek, and today on Friday, you know how we do it? We do it with the ladies of the various political parties, communications persons who are coming to tout the policies of their parties and discuss the issues that are on the papers. This morning, for the NDC side is Shamima Muslim. She is a communications team member for the National Democratic Congress. She's the Deputy Director Comms for Zongo Caucus as well, and she's a spokesperson on gender. She's a favorite on the show. I'm sure you've missed her like we have. Shams, good morning.
I'm a
stakeholder who has been promising she'll come back and do TZ for 1 week, but with conditions.
Yes, after we win. So make sure you all vote for
my director. Ray says he's thanking me for reminding you.
So
so welcome back,
Shams.
I'll
bring you 1 whole week of TZ.
Shams, this is your conditions.
Inshallah.
This is your conditions.
Is it not possible?
Shamima, thank you so much for joining us. We're expecting Dr. Amoako of the MPP. She'll be joining us soon. Let's begin, but send us your questions on 055-556-1034. Big Stories is the defecting of the MPs in Parliament, and we'll be going into that briefly. But let me start with what's on your mind for the ladies. Shams, how's the campaign trail going? It's been a whole week. What's been happening?
Well, so good morning to you. It's been a while since I've come on the show. And, you know, as I keep telling you and a few others, I thought that it was the best to move away a bit from the TV and radio appearances and to go into the field. And specifically, I've focused my outreach and campaign activities in the northern regions, the northern and upper regions, for good reason. I hail from there. The disparities in incomes and the inequalities and the disparities in social services are quite stark and dire. So I have been traveling the length and breadth of the northern, northeast, Savannah, upper west regions, to see for myself the state of Ghana beyond the cities. And if you watch my various posts and lives from the thickets in the hamlets, in the villages, I am truly humbled, and I've had a lot of sleepless nights. I mean, Multiti, you have been to some of these places, and you would think that there is no Ghana beyond Accra, but there's a Ghana beyond the cities. And in this Ghana, resilience is their middle name. In this Ghana, poverty is their daily reality. In that Ghana, lack of basic social services is what they deal with every day. We're in villages in Gushegu who haven't seen light, no light for the longest period in time. Communities that are sparsely populated, that live in, bushes and things like that, that have no water. And yet we invite them and they turn up in their numbers. They wait for us. They stand under the scorching sun, in the rain, in the dark, in the thicket, waiting for people to commune with politicians. For many of them, these seasons are the only time that they get any connection with the outside. And I think any politician who goes around and these are some of the pictures of these communities, irrespective of their pain, their frustration, their hunger, their hardship, they still find time to make merry. This is a young boy who told me he was in class 6, and the rest of the children didn't go to school. There were only 2 people when we arrived here, these two children who said they attended school. The rest of them were not in school. When I asked him what he wanted to be, he said he wanted to be an MP when he grows up. Wow. And I asked them what children in the community would like to have. And he said they would like to have football and some jerseys. And I just look in their eyes and I see hope, and I see these brilliant young people who could be any and everything if they had opportunity. I just want our leaders to know that we owe it a duty to Ghanaians, especially Ghanaians who are so disconnected from the center, Ghanaians who have not been touched by the proceeds or gains of this democratic dispensation, by the proceeds of our collective prosperity. They haven't been touched at all. Children who are growing in villages who are not going to school, and the cycle of poverty will continue in those households. Please let us embody a new era of conscience and do right by all people of this country. And I say and I conclude that these people who turn up in their numbers every day to receive us, they are the bigger and the better of us. Because with so little, Multiti, with so little they give us so much. With so little, their votes bring our parties to government. With so little, their votes gives us jobs and grants us opportunity to earn salaries from their meager life, to earn the ability to ride in posh vehicles, to travel abroad with our children, to wear the best of clothing and shoes when they don't even have shoes or slippers on their feet. These people, they are the real people. They are the people in whom our sovereignty truly lies, because they sacrifice so much that the few of us would have better lives. Because if you look at it, everybody who forms government, everybody who becomes a government appointee, your life gets better than the people who put you there. And so if you don't lose sleepless night every day thinking of ways in which you will bridge this inequality gap and bring at least they don't ask for too much. Some of them, their village will be their reality, their entire life.
In the football and the jerseys,
just
not
football
so much, yes.
And jerseys. And you see some of them, they haven't had a bath in a couple of days because they don't have water. So one woman told us that the only thing they're asking for is a borehole in their community. They have to travel miles to get water for food. So bathing is like a luxury.
What was the response of the former president? John Dramani Mahama, to their plight and their
As
situation?
you have seen him go around, he has been so in tune with the reality of Ghanaians. And I think that is why he cuts out a persona of humility, because he knows that there is so much that needs to be done to build this country and to bring this country on an even keel. He's come to it in close contact. He has done what he can over the years. I think he's a lifelong service provider to his people, from an assemblyman to an MP to a deputy minister to a minister to a vice president to a president. So if there's anybody who is in total commune with the reality of the people, it is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I think that that is the difference between his persona. When you see him speak with humility, when you see him have the large heart that he has, when you see him make the kinds of concessions that he makes, all towards the interest of the average Ghanaian, you know that he's totally in support and in commune with what needs to be done to lift this country.
Okay, Shams.
We must truly do better.
Thank you for that one. I'm sure you'll be back again as you still 50 days to the polls and the nooks and crannies of Ghana and what's been happening there and what your party will be doing differently. Let's zoom into the biggest conversation of today, and that's the drama in Parliament, as the Daily Graphic has put it. Now, a bit of background. On October 17, 2024, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, declared 4 parliamentary seats vacant, significantly affecting the composition of Ghana's hang parliament just 2 months before the national elections. Now, this shifts the balance of power, giving the opposition National Democratic Congress NDC a slight advantage with 136 seats compared to the governing New Patriotic Party's MPP's 135 seats. The MPs affected are Peter Yaokwachi Aka NDC Amenfi Central, Andrea Mwakwe Siama Independent Fomena, Koja Asante MPP Suhum, and Cynthia Mamle Morrison NPP Agona West. And this decision was based on Article 97 Clause 1G of the 1992 Constitution, which mandates the MPs to vacate their seats if they leave the party and the which they were elected or declared themselves independent. And the ruling followed the petition by NDC MP Haruna Idrisu and discussions within Parliament. Now, the Speaker, Right Honourable Alban Bagbin, has said that MPs' intentions to run as independents justified their removal. So Alban Bagbin is saying the constitutional provision applied to both current and future parliaments. And this ruling overrides a previous decision by former Speaker Mike Okwe, who had argued that the only MPP could petition to declare the seats vacant. So that is the current situation, and that's how Parliament is looking like. And the former majority, if we can call them that way, led by Alexander Afenyo-Markin, said yesterday that they're boycotting all proceedings in Parliament or appearance in Parliament till the Supreme Court, comes out with a decision. Let's go to the phone now and speak to Maxwell Opoku Ajiman. He's a former director of the Ghana School of Law. Good morning, sir. Welcome to GTV Breakfast.
Yeah, good morning.
What do we see in the coming days with the situation and the former majority, I should say, saying that they are not going to Parliament again? What happens to other bills that are laid before the House and proceedings?
Well, thank you very much. I mean, as for what they decide, whether to go or not to go, I think that is their decision. But what is important is what are the legal implications and the interpretations that we have to put on it. Let me be honest with you. When it comes to legal interpretation, it's like noses. People have shades of opinion, but whatever it is, I think what is more important is our interpretation must always inure to the benefit of society, but that it should not inure to any parochial interest. Whatever decision or interpretation that was put by either the Speaker or whoever, I think the law must always remain supreme. That is how I look at it. And I have looked at the provisions of the Constitution, especially Article 97 G and H, and I think that maybe if I was in the shoes of the Speaker, I would have considered those provisions in the context of the stability of the country, or the safety of the state, the governance of the state, which in modern day interpretation we call it the contextual and consequential interpretation. Any decision that you take, you must consider the consequences on the overall, rather than maybe parochial. Maybe if the Speaker had done that analysis a little bit, maybe you would have arrived at a different opinion. But that is the decision he has made, because he adopted a plain reading of the words in Article 97, a plain meaning which is entitled to do. And as I said, in whatever that we do, we balance the situation. You see, mature judicial decision is born out of looking at the consequences of what you do. And if the consequences and the mischief that it will cause will be greater than what you have decided, you have to be very, very little bit careful. And that is how I would have looked at it. But he has looked at it. But in any event, I have also looked at Article 99 of the Constitution, declaring whether or not a seat is vacant. It's within the jurisdiction of the High Court. That is Article 99, 1A. And therefore, I was of the view that when this matter came to his notice, mind you, maybe I don't know whether there's an official record transmitting any of these decisions to him, or whether he is acting on judicial notice. That is, he has seen notices in the public. He has not received any official information.
Right.
But he is acting on judicial notice. That I take judicial notice that this has happened. That is another matter.
Mr. I just want to find out, what do you foresee as the consequences, though, with this action?
I believe you asked me some questions. In fact, in your intro, you even narrated some of the consequences. Yes, you narrated it, because obviously, let's look at it. Now, the majority, if this had been a parliamentary system of government, you would have seen that it would have been reversal of roles. So those minority or majority would have been the government. I believe if you stretch it,
right.
If this has been a parliamentary system of governance, then those who are in minority now becomes majority, and therefore they will nominate the prime minister, and then there would have been a change of government.
Right.
That is one that you have to look at. Apart from that, you say government business. Who determines government business during the parliamentary session? Certainly, government business is brought by government leader of government business who submit this, and then all the bills will be submitted, even though we have private member bill. But most of the bills, let's look at even the airline that we cease to revoke mining in forest reserves. Who is introducing it?
Right.
Certainly, if the government business, if they don't bring it, the now majority may bring it as private member, because they are not in government. So they can't bring it as government legislation. They can bring it as a private minority bill. And you know the consequence. You don't get any. See, that is, and any bill from these people which will have consequence on the finances of the state cannot be passed. These are all the murky and this.
Mr. Opoku-Agyeman, what does this say about our current democratic dispensation? What we're seeing, we saw the hung parliament, and now we're seeing this.
Well, for me, looking at it, democracy is good. It's better for people to argue the way they are arguing than to have a takeover, a military takeover. So I believe that it will be resolved. Legally, it will be resolved. But I would think that next time, when we are doing some of these things let us consider because legal interpretation must not lead to chaos, and legal interpretation must not lead to consequences that's not in the interest of the state. Legal interpretation must not be partisan or parochial, but in the broader interest of the state.
Right. What do you see happening with the Supreme Court? Can you give us, a suggestion as to what will happen?
As I told you, interpretation come in different forms. I cannot have that thinking of the judges, but I believe that in the modern way of interpretation, most judges do not adopt only the plain meaning of words. Rather, they adopt the consequential meaning of words, the contextual meaning of words, in order to ensure that the best is done. So that they will not give any decision without considering whatever the consequences will be, because it is not always right to use plain language to determine matters. The ordinary meaning may have consequences that will cause mischief, and all interpretation must avoid the mischief.
Are we likely to see a change in the seating in the chamber, in Parliament, with the now majority?
They will use their standing orders to determine. But when we get there, because as I know, they've gone to Supreme Court, and once you are in the Supreme Court, maybe the status quo will be maintained until the determination of the matter.
My final question. Yes, sir. Yeah. My final question to you is, what would you say to people who say the Speaker acted in a partisan way?
Well, I think that I cannot say whether he acted. I believe when he was acting, he was giving legal interpretation. So maybe that is his interpretation of the law. That is his understanding. He is at liberty to do. And therefore, but if in his own mind, if it's in his own conscience, what he did, in his view, was in the best interest of the state, I wish him well. But if in his own conscience, he should reflect. If it's his own conscience, what he did, what of any other consideration, then it's just unfortunate.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is the former director of the Ghana School of Law, and he's been, espousing some of his thoughts and telling us that the Speaker shouldn't probably have acted on plain language when he interpreted whatever has happened, and the vacant seats in Parliament that has pushed the drama and the brouhaha in the House. We're going to try and see if we can get to speak to Mr. Alexander Afenyo-Markin to get the NPP side and, former majority side on this issue. Shams, what do you make of this?
Well, this country, one of our biggest problems is lack of consistency and lack of equity. It seems to me, even listening to the learned legal brain, that we seem to be a country of a people that expect a certain higher standard of governance from the NDC than we ever do of the New Patriotic Party. Before I go any further on this matter, I would ask a question. If Speaker Mike Oquaye was in the seat yesterday as a Speaker of Parliament, faced with the same issue as Speaker Bagbin was faced with, what would have been his decision? We don't have to go very far to know exactly what Speaker Oquaye of the New Patriotic Party would have done under similar circumstances. Because instead of asking us to imagine what we would have done, I can only invite us to go back less than 4 years, in the first term of the New Patriotic Party, when Mike Oquaye was Speaker of Parliament, faced with similar situation. This is the precedent he set for the House of Parliament. We are told that Parliament is a master of its own rules. That's what they always tell us. And I believe that this same Parliament, you know, I was just coming to read, where did it even go? The statement that has come from the so-called majority, now minority side, just so we can appreciate the tone and the character of the Nana Bawumia government. Their tone over the duration of their time in government, which is almost wrapping up, has been uncompromising, non-cooperative, arrogant, intransigent, flippant to any and everybody's dissenting opinion. Was it okay when Speaker Mike Oquaye made this pronouncement in the matter of the Fomena MP, who, as a non-MPP person, went independent after they had problems with their primaries and won that seat? And when they came into the House and realized that they didn't have a clear majority, when he took that decision, what was he minded by? Was he minded by the supreme interest of Ghana? Was he minded by the consequential or purposive interpretation of the laws of Ghana? Or was he minded by parochial partisan interest, to borrow the words of what was the gentleman, the former director of the Ghana School, the Maxwell Opoku Agyeman. In those times, what I can do now is to respect those who share dissenting opinions then and who share dissenting opinions today. They're the ones we can at least allow leave of a certain level of integrity. I've read an opinion by Jampu and an opinion by Mr. Kwekwaza, who took similar stance during the time and the decision of Speaker Michael Oquaye. The same stance that they hold today, that it is not the right interpretation to say people who are in the current, parliament, who are showing interest into the future in terms of, where they want to align into the future, should not necessarily be denied a conclusion of their tenure until and unless they have actively resigned, from that post. But what is the effect, you have asked? We have less than 50 days to an election. Even per our current laws, if these 4 MPs had resigned from their current, roles as MPs for their specific constituencies, we wouldn't even be able to organize a by-election per the laws of Ghana. So the effect is mute, neither here or there. But it has effect to the extent that these individuals have shown where they have actually filed to contest. So nobody is making it up. Instead of the NPP to realize their faux pas over the years, instead of them to begin an exercise of humility, to remind themselves that they have brought themselves to where they are. Look, this 8th parliament has been a parliament of wonders, a parliament of unprecedented happenings, a parliament that has pushed the boundaries of our parliamentary democracy.
Sham, I'll ask you, you don't think that the speaker, was biased when he...
Why would you say that? Why would was Mark Oquaye biased? Atika, atipo. You see, when you over need, the caterers will tell you, when you need your dough too much, and it becomes stiff and hard, it becomes too rigid for you to move. We keep on manipulating, kneading our democracy. And we have seen that excessive manipulation of our democracy under the Nana Bawumia government in the past 8 years. Complete disregard sometimes to the rule of law. It is what they want that always surpasses. And they twist and turn everybody's hands to secure the outcomes that they want. And today you have brought us where we are referring. When I was listening to the debate on Parliament, I was surprised at the posturing of Atta Achiang. I was not shocked at the posturing of the now minority leader, Afenyo Markin, because he has shown that kind of abrasive posturing ever since he became, a majority now minority leader. Atachia was trying to morally sway Bagbin, reminding him not to take a step that will bring chaos and evil. Why does the NPP think that they always need to be treated with kid's glove? Why do they think that? Why do the NPP, especially under this current administration, believe they are so special that they must not live by the tenets that they themselves define for us? If it was good for the gander, it certainly is good for the goods. If it was negative and you believe it's negative, negative cancels negative. So into the next chapter, let us progress on a different tone if we truly want to build strong institutions. So it's not surprising that Afrobarometer keeps reminding us that under the Nana Bawumia government, they have eroded trust in accountability institutions. Today, is it the NPP that would tell us in Parliament that they don't have power in Parliament and they are running with their tails between their legs to the Supreme Court? Why? Because they have packed the Supreme Court. And so they now seek redress from the Supreme Court. There have been matters that have been in front of Parliament. That actions have been taken at the court. Parliament has argued that to the extent that a matter has been brought to the floor of Parliament, Parliament is a master of its own rules and regulations. In the interest of separation of powers, the fact that a matter is before Parliament that does not stop Parliament from continuing to determine the matter. There are cases that have been determined concurrently in Parliament, even as those same matters were before our law courts. Why do we pick and choose what is of benefit to us? And instead of you to be humble in the face of the crisis that you have created, listen to what they have written in the letter. Now read bits of it. Okay. So the minority now, even borrowing from one of their own advocates, still suffering from delusions of grandeur, has issued a statement under a letterhead still describing themselves as the majority caucus. It will be well for them to wake up very quickly to the reality that as of today, they are not the majority caucus by the decision of the Speaker of Parliament, following precedent, and also by the interpretation of our constitutional provisions regarding when individuals in Parliament on a ticket of political parties or on their own ticket make decisions or choices to do business or to move or cross carpet to another and show that indication. The interpretation as we have it is what his Speaker Bagbin has given to us. Right. They write the letter. So, Sham, quickly, then we'll go to the phone and speak to the MPP and find out. Okay. Yes. So let me ask them quickly. Why the minority says that the issues they have with the decision of Speaker Bagbin is, one, that he has usurped judicial authority by making a declaration on a matter that they have brought before the Supreme Court, that they have the Speaker has disregarded ongoing judicial processes, that there's been a violation of due process. MPP. Sham, let me just hold you for a bit and go to the phone and then come back. Let's go to the phone now and speak to, because we've been wanting to hear from the MPP side as well. The first deputy chief whip, Honorable Habib Idris, who is the MP for Tolon, and he joins us on phone. Honorable, good morning. Welcome to the show. Are you the minority in Parliament now?
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners and viewers. We are not minority in Parliament. We are majority, and we occupy the majority seat, and it will continue to be so.
How are you confident that you're the majority, even though the precedents have been set in Parliament and the seats are vacant, and the NDC obviously has a majority over you?
Actually, what the Speaker did yesterday was just a political football that he has played. In any case, if you look at the Constitution of Ghana in Article 2.1 and Article 130, It's only the Supreme Court that has the right to interpret the Constitution or enforce it otherwise. The Speaker saying a seat has been declared vacant is not part of the mandate of the Speaker. And the Speaker doesn't have that authority. They are just doing this for political reasons. They are just doing this. This is not the first time the NDC have attempted to say that they are majority. If you quite remember when we started with the first, the 8th Parliament, the earlier days, they had gone to occupy the seat of the majority already. It is something that has been from their calculation from day one, and it is of ill intent to frustrate government business, to make sure that whatever government wants to do, we have not been able to succeed in doing it. Mind you, there is no court that said that these members of parliament are no more members of parliament. That is number one. Neither did they resign. So is the Speaker telling us that tomorrow, if parliament is seated and then the second deputy speaker come into the chamber, or the home MP come into the chamber, he is going to say that they should be walk out? When they were duly elected members of parliament, and when they filed to be independent, they didn't file to remain in this parliament as independent. They filed to be independent in the next parliament, which is the 9th parliament. So on majority side, we will not go in there and sit in minority side. That will never happen.
Honorable
we will sit at the majority side.
Honorable Idris, are you saying it's not justified that the Speaker declared the seats are vacant, that it will affect the composition of the hang parliament, and the NDC now obviously has the advantage of 136 seats compared to you with 135 seats? You still maintain?
That's what I'm trying to say, that one, there is a process in the Supreme Court. And the Speaker was aware of the Supreme Court issue. Even when the majority leader drew his attention to it, he said, some people came and then they put some service on a table. And then that's not how service. So it means that you are fully aware that there is something like that. Whether you have received it or not, as far as you are aware that there is a court proceedings or there's an initiative of a court, you don't have to do anything. And look, the consequences of what they intend to do is to bring the country to halt. They want to hurt the Ghanaian workers. They want to make sure that me and you, we don't get our salary paid. Because if you say they are majority now, what it means is that we have to reconstitute every committee in parliament to reflect whatever is happening. And this parliament, mind you, we are just coming to sit for 3 weeks. And because it's election season, and normally that's how it happens. Right. And the finance minister, who will present a budget on behalf of the president, will bring a budget that will give the government the opportunity to pay salaries from December, January, February, or January, February, March, the first quarter of next year.
Okay.
So what it means is that it will be the majority, the NDC. That's what they seek to do, and they seek to frustrate that. They seek to make sure that workers in Ghana are not paid salary, so that it will look like the system is hard. It means that the system is hard in an attempt to win an election.
Honorable Idris,
because it's a due process.
Honorable Idris, were you in Parliament yesterday? Were you surprised by what happened? And do you think the Speaker is in contempt of the Supreme Court?
That's what I'm saying. I was very surprised. I was scandalous. I was, we least expected that the Speaker, in his status as a very good lawyer, will come out to do this. But because of the politics that everybody knows that he has been playing as a Speaker of Parliament from day one, we were all surprised because we know that, number one, the case that he is talking about, precedent with Professor Michael Quay, was the fact that the New Patriotic Party had petitioned that this person is no more a member of our party. In this case, they did not petition. I am a member of the New Patriotic Party. I was sponsored by MPP to be the member of Parliament for Toronto. So if MPP think that they are not going to sponsor me again, or I'm not a member of their party, that is when you can be able to say that you are treating.
And in that precedent, the MDC is saying that, well, Michael Quay sided with, went in favor of the MPP. Are you saying that the Speaker with this decision is siding with the NDC?
But we all know that the Speaker has been NDC Member of Parliament for 24 years. From 1992 until the time that he was elected Speaker of Parliament, he has been NDC MP. But we were thinking that he was going to be very impartial. This has been a very calculated attempt from the one from the NDC to frustrate government business. It is part of many plans they have done to frustrate the Ghanaian people.
Is the seating arrangement, Honorable Idrisu, is the seating arrangement in Parliament going to change now that You're maintaining that you are majority, but clearly legal proceedings show that.
At the moment, we are not sitting in our main chamber. We are sitting at the conference center, at the dome at the conference center, where we normally sit to the right of the speaker as majority. Yesterday, after he read his, statement, shameful statement, then he just adjourned the house until Tuesday. And we will not go into the house to say that we are going to sit in the minority side. The determination of majority and minority starts at the beginning of each session of the parliament, not at the middle or the end of the parliament. When the parliament life is left with about 3 weeks for us to vote, then
I'm just going back to your...
We only urging the Supreme Court to, as a matter of agency, to sit down and interpret properly the position of Article 97, 1G of the Constitution.
I'm just going back to
and
earlier...
that also interpreted.
Right, Honorable Idrisu, to your earlier statement that the Speaker is siding with the NDC, was Michael Quay siding with the MPP by what you're saying? And what's happening with some of the bills like the LI 246 on the mining in forest reserves, 2462, since you are deciding not to go to Parliament again till the Supreme Court determines on this matter, and it's just 50 days to the elections?
You see, it's only a madman who goes to sleep with his roof on fire. The most important thing is that we have 5 processes at the Supreme Court. We are going to wait for the outcome of the decision from the Supreme Court. And the case of what happened during Michael Quay's time and what Speaker Bagbin did is entirely wrong. Even due process. What did the minority leader Atu Forson said before Speaker said? He got up under Order 93 to say that he was coming on statement, and the Speaker is notified. And after our rules, when you come with a statement, the only thing the Speaker can do is not to come and read judgment, is to refer it to a committee. It is very clear in our standing orders in Order 93, 6 or so. So if you actually don't go by the process, and because you already have, a made mind, your mind is already made up as to what you want to do, and you just come and read something and say that it's done. No, even parliamentary due processes, it was not what had followed. So we will also seek to get clarity on the whole issue. And I am very positive that if the Supreme Court interprets the Constitution, it will bring the matter to rest. If the Supreme Court interprets it and agree that yes, what the Speaker said is right, we will respect that. But we are very convinced that the Supreme Court will not do that, because what he did was just a political football.
Thank you, Honorable Idrisu. My last question, what is your status now? You are and what is the status of Mr. Alexander Afenyo-Markin?
I am Honorable Habib Idris, Member of Parliament for Tolong and the first Deputy Majority Whip.
Deputy Majority Whip.
And Honorable Afenyo-Markin is the Member of Parliament for the Good People of Futu, and then he is the Majority Leader, the Leader of the House, and the Leader of Government Business.
Thank you so much.
That is the confusion they don't understand.
Thank you for speaking.
That the NDC cannot lead government business. They cannot be the leader of the House. Those in the majority always need that. So the Speaker is trying to bring a halt to our democracy, to help our democracy and our parliamentary democracy.
Thank you for speaking to us, Honorable Habib Idrisu, MP for Tolong, and he maintains that he is still the first Deputy Majority Chief Whip.
You know, Maltiti,
I must just say that we invited the MPP, Dr. Mwako is supposed to be here.
Because they cannot defend what is happening today. They can't defend what they have. They are running away. Yesterday, what's his name? Habib was here.
Yes.
Was he not here?
He was here.
Wasking lyrical that nothing is going to happen. You see the arrogance they continue to display. Even here, some members of their party on the floor of the House, making their arguments 2 days ago, conceded in order to sway Speaker Bagbin to, rule more favorably in their... They considered that, yes, the fact that Speaker Okwe did the wrong thing yesterday does not mean that Bagbin should repeat the same mistake. Ate made that concession on the floor of the House. Even amongst themselves, they are unable to even agree that a decision that was made for their parochial partisan interest, by their speaker, elected Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Okwe, was wrongly done to favor them. They can't concede that. These are the people you're dealing with, dear Ghanaians. Even here, Habib comes to speak so disrespectfully of the parliamentary process and institution. Because you people tell us all the time that Parliament is a law unto its own self. So even when you disagree with a decision of Parliament, which decision you're seeking the Supreme Court to interpret in your favor, the least you can do is to respect the decision of that seat. By brazenly still calling yourself majority, issuing a statement telling Ghanaians that you are still the majority of the House, against an expressed decision taken by the Speaker, elected Speaker of Parliament, who came into that position with votes from your own side. I said this 8th Parliament will be the most interesting chapter of our democratic process when we get down to writing the history. This 8th Parliament. It started with a bank, and it sure is going to end with a bank. Multity, he said they are there for 3 weeks. He should not misinform Ghanaians. If Parliament is there for 3 weeks, what is their problem? You can be a minority leader and you can still be a leader of government business. Afenyo Marking is effectively the minority leader and leader of government business. He has the right to bring government business before Parliament for discussion and vote. If they brought the LI before Parliament, who says that the NDC will not vote accordingly for the interest of Ghanaians? Who said that? They should bring their business before Parliament. If anybody has hurt this country, it is the New Patriotic Party. Anybody has threatened the safety and sanctity of our democracy, it has been the machinations of the New Patriotic Party from day one, since when they came into power.
Right, Shams.
They cannot play victim when they are the aggressors in this country. The downward spiral we have seen, the erosion of our accountability institutions, the erosion of trust in these same institutions as a result of the clear machinations of the New Patriotic Party under the leadership of Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia.
And Shams, you want Ghanaians to have confidence that the Speaker didn't act in favor of the NDC because he's NDC.
You keep repeating this. Why?
Said in the favor of MPP.
Why?
And you're saying that if business comes to the floor with you being majority, if that's the case, you will speedily assure.
But if you have genuine business that you bring, that is of interest. Like, why should we frustrate? You said we have only 3. This Parliament is just reconvened for 3 weeks. And we are also calling for the repeal of that LI to halt the mining of minerals in forest reserves.
Okay.
Why should we do that? Why should we, frustrate that process when it's a process that we want?
I'll
the NPP has fallen on its own sword.
Mm.
And Ghanaians must see that the NPP is being the most destructive element of our forward movement. In the things they try to do, they try to corrupt every process, corrupt everybody in their quest to hold on to power. And they do so brazenly and so arrogantly.
Right.
Without due respect
Shams,
to your sentiments and my sentiments.
Okay.
And what is truly good for
Let's hear from the Ghanaians that you're speaking to. 055-556-1034, our WhatsApp number. I see the messages trickling in. 055-556-1034. Have your say. Thelma Thaki is standing by to bring your say to you and to us. Hi, Thelma.
Hi.
What
and
are the people saying?
The people have a lot to say about what's happening in Parliament, and I'll get straight to it. These are the thoughts of those who are sharing them to us and not the thoughts of GBC. Comments are from Domi Pillar 2. Says the minority tend to majority, or majority tend to minority. Still, inshallah, Dr. Bawumia will be the next president of the Republic of Ghana. Eben from Kwabenya is also writing, kudos to all NDC caucuses in Parliament, especially Honorable Haruna, for petitioning Mr. Speaker to follow the law and precedent. The Reset Ghana agenda has kick-started, but let's beware of the Supreme Court. And he goes on to say, we should remember to vote against nation Rekes. More on happenings in Parliament. Afenyo Markin says what? Speaker Gbagben did the bidding of the NDC. Then it means former Speaker Michael Quay also did the bidding of MPP when he declared the Formina seats vacant. The ruling yesterday is a victory for Ghana and whole Parliament, not NDC alone. Going on to say, I laughed when I saw Katie Hammond ranting yesterday. Where was he when Michael Quay was ruling? Where was he when Michael Quay ruling was wrong then? Good morning, it says. Good morning to you. While it may be tempting to align ourselves to a political party, we must always remember that our loyalty should be to our country first and foremost. It's not about which political party is in power or which one has the majority in parliament, but rather about ensuring that we have a healthy democracy where the rule of law prevails and sound economic policies are in place. Aaron Babakuko Komisa sent us that from Accra. Haruna, NDC should be ashamed of themselves. When Mahama was assemblyman, didn't he know his people needed water? And you, NDC woman, about 50 days to election, before you know children are suffering. Shame is what Collins is saying on the page. This is a long one, so let me get to the much crisp. Good morning to you all. NDC should forget about power till 2056. Inshallah is what Issa is saying. Al-Hassan Sese says that Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia-led NPP always think about their party first before the nation, and that's why they say that the former speaker's ruling was wrong. And there's more on the page, but I think that's all time would allow us to bring to you on the thoughts of Ghanaians on the matter of the day. Back to you.
Thank you so much. T and Shams, I'll give you the last word, and then
but I'm
we
just
have
saying
to
that if we need to build and strengthen our democracy, we as the watchers of that democracy, we as the voice of conscience, we as those who describe ourselves as neutrals, we must be consistently consistent in demanding superior behavior. Our actions thus far shows that we have been at best discriminatory in the way in which we hold the NDC to higher standards over and above that of the New Patriotic Party. The NPP people do not mean Ghana better than, the NDC. So if you truly love Ghana, you'll be consistent in your demands. Over the 8 years, the erosion we have seen in all accountability institutions, from the security agencies to the Electoral Commission to everywhere, that has been polluted by the machinations of the New Patriotic Party. We haven't shown our angst to the stifling of dissent, holding young people who protest against Galamsey that is being done by NPP kingpins, holding them in custody beyond reasonable limits. Multity, this is the Ghana that the NPP and the Nana Bawumia is bequeathing us. It is the Ghana that we are rejecting into December 7th elections. Okay. We will reject it as the signs have shown that this country needs to change for the better, and show NPP the exit come December.
Where are you going to?
And vote for John Dramani Mahama.
Where are you going to next? Who should expect?
We are actually going to I'm going to the northern region. Okay. I'm doing some rounds in some of the regions.
Okay, so northern region. Expect Shams in your region and your constituencies. We invited the MPP, I would say earlier. Dr. Marco was supposed to be on the show, but unfortunately she could not make it. But we spoke to the first deputy majority.
Please, it's minority, please. No, let's not look.
Honorable Habib
the decision has been taken.
To the MP of Toulon. Let me just say, from the MPP side, I am multi-side Sadiq, and that's it for the headlines. With the ladies, my costume is by African by Nana. You can find him everywhere on social media. Jay Gabra is standing by, however, to bring you your birthday wishes this Friday. Your messages, stay with us.
Hashtag stop Galamsey now. It's hashtag GTV Breakfast. Welcome back. We thank God it's Friday. We thank God for life. We thank God for prosperity. We thank God for health. And we thank God for everyone celebrating their birthdays today and how far they've come. It's +1 for you today. So for everyone celebrating their birthdays, happy birthday to you. I've got a few of the birthday dedications here. I'm going to read it out to you. So this first one is going out to you, and it's Niodoe Yemo. This is coming from your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Yemo. And they're saying, as you are +1 today, may you grow to become great. Amen? Amen. So happy birthday to you once again. And it's Niodoe Yemo. You turn 4 years old today, so happy birthday to you. Moving on, this is a dedication going out to Sarah Sravo. It says, happy birthday to you, Sarah Sravo of Kolobu Teaching Hospital. Wishing you much of God's blessings and love, more knowledge, good health, and money. From your very own special someone. The person didn't want to reveal themselves, but hey, happy birthday to you, Sarah. And happy birthday to one of our very own, one of our Chief Tech people, that's Robert Stoff. And this says, happy birthday to you, Boss Robert Stoff. May all your wishes and desires come true. Have an amazing year ahead. 1,001 words are insufficient to wish you the best of days today. However, accept this simple and heartfelt prayer from me, boss. You shall live long to fulfill your destiny. Your new shall be better than your years past. Happy birthday, Boss Stoff. This is coming from Tony, Air Force 3. And on behalf of all of us here at GBC, we have taken this message and we are wishing you happy birthday again, Boss Stoff. So today, your birthday song is coming from Stonebwoy. And to everyone else celebrating their birthday, this is Stonebwoy JJJ for you. Happy birthday.
Kwame knows that by paying his TV license, he's supporting GBC, our public service broadcaster, and he's making a real difference. Kwame's contribution helps bring our communities closer together. Because of Kwame and others like him, we will all have access to amazing TV programs, educational content, plus broadcasting infrastructures are maintained, and our culture is beautifully promoted. So GBC is asking all to respond to this civic obligation and pay your TV license fee. For individuals, it's 3 CDs per month or 36 CDs per year. If you have multiple sets, meaning 2 or more in your household, it's 60 CDs per year. For commercial institutions, it's your number of TV sets by 36 CDs per year, and you pay the invoiced amount directly to GBC. So let's all take a moment to appreciate Kwame, the TV license legend. Wherever you are, just dial *447*333# and follow the prompt. It's your civic duty, so pay your TV license today. GBC, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
Charlie, I the fear for this year's election. I hear say ECF.
My friends, what brings you here this time?
Today too, we get some questions about the election. So your man come again with another.
thank you for hosting us and to greet your viewers. When we say a paralegal, it generally means that let's take it from even the medical profession. We have a doctor and we have a medical assistant. So the medical assistant is not the same as the doctor, and there are cases that they cannot attend to. So when it comes to the legal profession, it's the same thing. The paralegal is not a lawyer, although he has been trained in law and can function and can help in the legal preparation of documents and also during mediation and the legal processes. He can help in doing that. But the only thing he cannot go and do is to stand in front of a judge and also do case like the lawyers do.
So a paralegal cannot go to court and speak like a lawyer does?
You can't do that.
What does a paralegal do then, Engineer Okansi?
Thank you very much, Kelfi. In the legal structure, like we have the judges, we have the lawyers, we have the juries, and then we have the paralegals. And the paralegals, there cannot be any effective judge or lawyer functioning well without the help of a paralegal. Because the paralegal, all the documentations, and some rounds and some research works, you need a paralegal to do that.
Is a bailiff a paralegal?
That is an aspect of it.
It's an aspect of it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's an aspect.
The commissioner of oaths, they are also an aspect.
Okay.
But we have paralegals who do research. Like in some jurisdictions, like in the UK, we have the lawyers, we have the barristers, the solicitors, we have legal executives, we have paralegals. Okay. They all work in line to enhance the justice delivery system.
What kind of education do you need to become a paralegal?
It depends on the system. When you come to Ghana assistance now, we don't have a formalized system that maybe you use to become a paralegal, or let's say you do 2-year course or you do this. Most of the people have done maybe first degree in something and they go and do a professional certificate course to become a paralegal. But we have a University of Ghana even having a master's program in general paralegal studies.
Okay.
So we have other private organizations, like even when you come to our center, we have a training that we do for paralegals who want to understand the law and be able to function within the law. So if a paralegal can be somebody who can review contracts, somebody who can be a mediator to resolve cases, somebody who can be an arbitrator to resolve cases, and somebody who can also assist in doing legal research and also doing certain level of drafting with the supervision of a lawyer or anybody within the legal system. So a paralegal can do a lot, and with helping the lawyers cannot be working alone. For instance, if you're a lawyer, you have to go to court, come back and do your research and do. A paralegal can be doing the case briefing for you. When you come, you just look at the work that the paralegal have done and add touches to it, and you can file the court. So there are a lot a paralegal can do. So a paralegal is not a legal secretary. There are clerks within the law firm, but they are not paralegal. Paralegal is more higher than them.
Is a lawyer's personal assistant a paralegal?
Not a personal assistant. A lawyer can take a personal assistant as a paralegal.
Okay.
But the personal assistants are not paralegals. Yes, depending on the role that they play.
With all this background and work that they do paralegals later on, if they want, become lawyers?
Oh yes, of course. Depending on your level of education or what you're into.
Then you have to go to law school and things like that.
Oh, you have to go through the system. Yes.
How stressful is it as a paralegal?
Oh, it's not stressful. It's you know, the legal system is such a way that it's a network, it's a link. It's a network. You have to work together. So, like I'm saying, you can't be a very good lawyer. I know some law firms that the paralegals run the firm for the lawyers, everything, research, everything. Before you come back from court, you are on your way to court as a lawyer. There's a document, maybe you want the case to be stand down, but you have already set up the traffic. You're a paralegal in the office, you can do a letter quickly and do a send, and to be printed and put on your docket before you go there.
Okay.
So if you get a well-trained paralegal, you'll be stressless because he will do almost everything. You only have to review what he's doing. And when you do something for him or her, he'll be able to go through and tell you this. Or you are trying to work on a certain case, you need some references, some document. A paralegal, a very good one, can help you do all the research work for you.
Mr. Sari, what are the most important skills a paralegal needs to have?
When it comes to a paralegal, you are supposed to be skillful. When it comes to research, you have to be good at
research orientation.
Yes, research orientation. You have to be, when it comes to communication, you have to be good both written and orally speaking. So you have to be good at paralegal. So you have to know all these things and know what you are doing as a paralegal. Then there is also another ethical guidelines. So your integrity is also important. You don't go and hold yourself as a lawyer.
Yeah.
And also you don't go and sign certain documents that you are not supposed to sign, which are supposed to be signed by lawyers.
What can paralegals sign?
So paralegals can sign, maybe I'm writing a letter from my institution to another institution. I'm a paralegal working there, I can sign a letter. But if you are signing a letter to, let's say, a court document that you are preparing for the court, statement of claim and those things, you paralegal cannot go and sign. So these are some of the ethical guidelines that paralegals must also know. That is why we are calling for effective management of paralegals within the country, whereby there will be standardization and proper certification system.
How many paralegals do we have in Ghana? What's the rough estimate?
Oh, there are many.
Like what, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000?
Currently, we don't have that data, but we see that even the lawyer to population ratio in our country is not well encouraging. And if paralegals come in to fill the gap, you see that the differences will be a little. Yes.
What's our lawyer to population ratio in Ghana?
I think it's 2,500.
The last time I checked, I've checked it before, but I don't have the data with me now. I think when you Danish law normally provide information on that. So if you are closer to internet, you can check.
You can always check it out.
They provide more data on that, but it's limited, and we need more lawyers, especially in the marginalized communities.
Like where?
Or local communities, by like villages that I come from.
Where's your village?
My village, I was born at the Kwawe Police Corps in Parcel.
Okay.
That's where I was.
No like matter.
No light.
No. Passam, you don't like matter.
No, we don't like matter. Yes, that's the name of the place.
Right.
So that's where I was raised for 19 years before I moved to Accra.
Okay.
So those places, there is no lawyer, and even it is difficult to even get to the village. Even after now, their road network and everything is not good. So when there is an issue, who do they go to? So there are people who can be trained to assist those communities. So that is why when it comes to paralegal system, we have somebody called community paralegal, who assist the people within the communities to understand certain things and where to go. Because when it comes to access to justice, the first point of call is access to information. If the person has the information, then the person will know where to go.
Okay.
You know, when issues happen, it is not every issue that you can report to the police station. But in most of our orientations, we feel that when issues occur, the first place should be the police station. The police, when it is private matters, like somebody is owing you, or we have done business together and I have to do something to you and I have not delivered it. It's a police matter. These are civil matter. And you have to go to either a mediator can assist you or a court can assist you.
Okay.
So these are some of the things that paralegal can offer.
Be part of.
Yes, they can be a part of.
I'm curious, Engineer Okansi, do paralegals work on criminal cases too?
Like he's rightly saying, all cases.
Okay,
because
so civil
the
and
paralegal will be able to advise you that this one, you need to go to this maybe police station, you have to go to court. They will be able to inform you what exactly you have to do. And when there are issues like now in Ghana, most of the lawyers that are trained are in the big cities. When we go to some remote areas, you even see some lawyers traveling from Accra to court in other far away regions. But when the paralegals are there, they will be able to help to know what exactly you have. Some of the cases are not something that you have to litigate about.
Okay.
You have to get that information, that education. Now, this one, let me do it this way.
Okay. So you are filling that gap.
We are filling that gap, and I think every citizen, irrespective of whatever profession you are in, you need to have some kind of legal knowledge.
I'm glad you're here
to your profession.
Okay.
Because you know some do's and don'ts when it comes to the law.
Indeed.
And especially as us, like citizens, there are certain laws. I remember at a point in time there was an issue, and the police used an act to say that you hold an event, and because of that. But the event, the law says an event in a public place. A special event in a public. But I did it in my house.
Yeah. So that if you have the knowledge, then nobody can bully you.
So you can't tell me that because I did it in my house and it's somehow. So there are certain things that we need to know as citizens.
Okay.
It also helps the development of the country in there.
Awesome. Mr. Asare, please tell us about this paralegal conference that is just around the corner.
Okay, before I go to the conference, let me talk a little bit about the criminal aspect of it.
Briefly, we have 2 minutes.
When it comes to the paralegals handling criminal matters, they can handle bills and other things. Like if you look at institutions like Commonwealth Human Rights Initiatives and POS, they've been helping in even the Justice for All program, people in prison, following up for them and doing all that. So paralegals can help processing bills and other things.
All right.
So
the conference.
Talking about the conference, yes, we want to bring all paralegals together. We have been disjointed for a long time, so now we want to have a feel of all of them.
What's the theme?
The theme for the conference. We are talking about the role of paralegals in ensuring that there is effective collaboration within the system.
When is it happening?
It's happening tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, tomorrow?
Yes,
Where?
tomorrow, 19th at Ghana, India, Kofi Annan ICT Center.
Okay.
Time, we are starting at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Yes, 9 a.m. And we are inviting everybody.
Okay.
Everyone who is also interested in paralegals is open to the public. It's free.
Okay.
And
it's a free conference.
Yes, free conference.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yes.
Ghana, Kofi Annan.
Yeah, Ghana, India, Kofi Annan.
Kofi Annan. This is around
where they are building the national cathedral.
Yeah, GIJ.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
that area. Council of State area.
Yes.
Okay. Final word on this conference.
We want to invite as many as can, pastors, traditional leaders, religious leaders, the youth. There's a lot of opportunity in knowing certain aspects of the law.
Right.
It will help to enhance your own profession.
Okay.
So there's a need that you have to be there.
Awesome.
And listen.
Thank you.
And we also realize that, like every legal vacation, we have the judges, they have conferences. The lawyers, they have conferences.
So the paralegals too.
They must also have.
It's happening tomorrow.
Yes. Please.
In that what that area called? Kofi Annan. Okay.
Near the Council of State.
Near the Council of State. Near that the cathedral site. And gentlemen, thank you so much. Mr. Isaac Asare is founder and president of Africa Center for Collaborative Dispute Resolution and co-convener for the paralegal conference happening tomorrow 9 a.m. And Engineer Jabaku Kudiabo Okanse is founder and executive director of the Center for National Interest and Research. Gentlemen, I wish you the very best with your paralegal conference.
Thank you.
God bless you. If you miss this conversation, you'll get it on GTV, GTV Ghana, Facebook. You will find it there. We have a celebration. 50 years in the life of an institution is no joke. And so Nkwanta, my people from Nkwanta are in the house.
and faculty who have shaped its legacy. Joining me in the studio this morning, I have on my far left Juliana Akpo, who is the head of the Home Economics Department. Good morning, ma'am. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Seated right next to her is Solomon Sapong-Bama, who is the headmaster of the school. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes. And last but definitely not the least is Patience A. Kenyensu, who is an old student of Nkwanta Senior High School. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So it's been 50 years. Yes. My first question is to you, the headmaster. How has Nkwanta Senior High School evolved over the years?
The school has developed in several ways, producing more students in all the sectors of the economy, and is doing very well academically.
Oh, okay. What are some of the key milestones and achievements that the school has chalked in this 50 years?
The school has produced a lot of personnel. We have medical doctors, we have military men, we have lecturers, we have people working in the banks, Bank of Ghana, we have lawyers and what have you, teachers, nurses, a lot. In this.
Are you an old student of the school yourself?
Old student.
Oh wow! Well, and you decided to come back and be a head. Yes. Was there something that happened in school that said, you know what, I have to come back and become the headmaster, or that was a different decision altogether?
Well, I feel that the school has impacted a lot in my life, and so I should come back and then serve the school.
That impact. Okay. Madam Juliana, you are the head of the Home Economics Department. Yes, sorry, I just want to come back quickly, then I come to you. What other, she's head of the Home Economics Department. What other subjects are there in this?
We offer general arts, agric, business, home economics, visual art, general science.
Oh, okay.
6 programs.
6 programs.
Yes.
Okay. And out of all these 6 programs, you are the head of the Home Economics Department.
Yes.
So, looking at Home Economics Department, how has the Home Economics Department helped in the success of the school?
Thank you very much. Home economics has gone a long way in the sense that we decided that where we are coming from in the OT region, it's not all students who are academically good. So we decided to develop both those who are academically good and then those who are not academically good. That doesn't mean that they are weak and they cannot do anything for themselves. So we took it upon ourselves as departments to train them, to develop skills, so that after school, those who are academically good can equally get a second employment or a skill and add it to where they feel that they will find themselves. So we have students, nurses, old students who are nurses, and they are in the catering field. We have some who academically, because they are not good, they are basically into the catering, sewing, etc., fashion and designing, etc. So they are doing very well. They are doing very well.
So would you say in the last 50 years the curriculum has changed to reflect these changes you are talking about?
Some of them will come with low aggregates, but by the time they'll be finishing school, you see that they are performing marvelously well in either food and nutrition or in the clothing and textiles. We just added the clothing and textiles. Okay. Our first batch completed this year. So all these years that we're just doing the food and nutrition, and most of them ventured into nursing. Some became their self-employed, and then some also merged the two. You see them being a nurse and then at the same time doing the catering and other things. So we deem it fit because government provided us with the sewing equipment, and we were able to get teachers who are now helping us to start with the clothing and textiles. So we have added that one.
And it's very important to have a skill set in these times, is it not? Yeah. Well, I'm sure the school, the students also thank you as well. Patience, when did you complete Nkwanta Senior High School?
I completed the year 2014.
2014?
Yes, please.
Oh, wow. Then that means you have a lot of cherished memories.
Oh, sure.
What does Nkwanta Senior High School mean to you personally?
Well, Nkwanta Senior High School means a lot to me because looking at where I'm coming from and where I am today, with the education and the upbringing from Nkwansek, wherever I found myself, I'm fit. Because the discipline there and the challenge there, like, you don't sit down and say, oh, me where I'm coming from, so I will not push. You push hard. So whenever you come out, whoever you meet out there, you are able to compete with the person. It doesn't matter, maybe Accra, Grammar, what and what. No, we are all on the same level.
It doesn't matter that you participate in the National Science and Maths quiz as well. It doesn't matter. Do you participate in the National Science and Maths quiz?
My school?
Yeah, the school.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to make a remark, but since you participate, I don't say anything about that. Yeah. So for you, your time in school, what memories stand out for you? What are some of your fondest memories from your school, including challenging ones as well?
Sports.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What sport?
I was a football player, and back then I played 9.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We need you in our Black Queen. Wait, do you still play or you are done?
For now, I've not been playing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Life.
And then the top aspect on campus is like lateness. The school don't tolerate. If you are late, those days they will cane you. It's not unlike today that they will say they don't cane students or they don't do this. They will give you punishment.
Yeah.
If you are late, I could remember the school house mistress, Madam Lisunyu. I was a boarder. I dodged to town. So when I was coming, she met me and she said, okay, when you get to the school, come and see me in my house. I went there. She has to give me a big hole that I'll feel baller.
Oh, wow.
After that.
You never did?
No.
Oh, wait,
so those are some of the experience and then what keeps us moving because the discipline is there. I'm not sure you meet any Nkwansek old student that will be involved in any bad acts or any bad things outside. If you are from Nkwansek there, you will not see such things in us.
Yeah. And I'm sure we all have fond memories of school where we went out without permission and stuff like that. I don't believe you when you say after filling the ball, she never caught you again. Maybe she never saw you, but
that one is true.
But she was still listening. So let me just come to you. I know you have a lot of activities lined up for the 50th anniversary celebrations. But for now, are there any peculiar challenges perhaps the school is facing you'd like to draw attention to the old students, for instance, so that they can come help you, for instance?
Yeah, we want them to come in their numbers. Their physical presence is very important now because some of them are in well-endowed places now. And when they come back, they serve as a motivation to the students because exposure is not there. We want the student to see former students who passed through this school. Now some are members of parliament.
Yeah.
I can mention of Honorable...
Oh, please, mention.
Honorable Kenny Joffrey, who is in Nkwanta South MP.
Okay.
Honorable Oti Bless, who is in Nkwanta North MP. The former Deputy Regional Minister and MP, Honorable Joseph Kokuna Yan.
Oh, nice.
Honorable Joe Dente,
Yeah.
who is now the Deputy Administrator of GetFund.
Oh, wow.
We can mention a lot. There are lots. Oh, if you have all these people coming around, it will motivate the young ones to sit up now and study. And
it's just been 50 years. And it's like, wow. So what specific activities can we expect for the 50th anniversary celebrations?
There are a whole lineup of activities. We have, we make fun, we have football matches, we have quiz competition, we have beauty pageant, we have candlelight procession, a whole lot that we are going to.
And this will start November 16th, or that's the climax?
It will start from, the climax is 16th, but it will start from 11th up to 16th.
Okay, and all this will be back at the school in Nkwanta Senior High School.
Yes.
And Madam Juliana, moving forward, what hopes are there for the future after this celebration? What hope is there that after this celebration the school will keep moving forward?
We are praying that we'll get infrastructure, especially talking for my department. We have realized that every year the number of students keep on increasing, but the facilities there or the infrastructure there remain the same. So it makes practical work difficult. Sometimes you enter the clothing department and some of the students are standing there to sew. So moving forward or going forward, we are praying that there will be more infrastructure so that students will feel comfortable to come to the department, and then they'll be able to acquire skills. Because sometimes when you are working under a condition that is unfavorable, it's difficult for the student to actually understand what the teacher wants to put across.
Mhm.
So going forward, we are praying that we'll get more infrastructure that will help the department to get more students, and then to also train them well, and then to also acquire more skills. And then at the end of the day, Ghana will win.
Ghana will win, especially coming this election year. Patience, before I go and get the last word from Headmaster Solomon, I just want to know from you, how do you think the alumni and then the current students can come together and ensure that the legacy of the school keeps going forward, pushing forward into the future?
Well, to me, what I would say is, we, the old students, have to calm down to collaborate with the students at school, to encourage them, to advise them, to show them the ways. Like we should be role models to those there. They'll say, oh, this person is from Kwansek, then I need to work hard to reach the level. It doesn't mean if I'm from Nkwansek, I can be a president. Yes, we should motivate the upcoming ones from Nkwansek, and then our communities. We should motivate them. When they see us in person, it will encourage them. They say, oh, this person is there. I've been seeing the person on television, but today the person is here with me, and the person is an old student of Nkwansek. So meaning, in that encounter with the person physical, that will encourage the person coming, oh, when they are also reach there.
So, Master Solomon, I'll give you briefly, if you can give us your final words before we leave. Anything else we need to know about the program? Then we sing your school song. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
We want to encourage all students, old students, and all the invitees to come and grace the occasion. The theme of the occasion is striving for quality education in a globally changing environment.
Okay.
So we want to see how we can also work in this global changing environment to move with it, so that things we can bridge the bridges in
and all those
academics
gaps
and
and all
other
that.
things.
So at this point, I don't know what the school song is, and I'm sure a number of your old students are watching you this morning, and they would like to hear it before you leave the studios this morning. So, congratulations to you for achieving 50 years, and wishing you all the best for your celebrations, November 11th to 16th, 2024. All the activities. Maybe I'll be there for one of the games or something.
Okay.
So
we'll be expecting you.
The floor is yours. Give us the school song to wrap up this conversation.
You hail great Nkwansek, Nkwanta Senior High School. We uphold you, home of joy. May you grow from strength to strength. Oh, pride of the past, joy of the present, the fountain of our future. Your sons and daughters give you everlasting praise. Unity, and high aspiration. Your noble staff uphold to defend your mission at all cost. Icon of hope, be your strength. May you forever remain great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Speaking about Nkwanta Senior High School's 50th celebration, with me in the studio was Juliana Paul, head of Home Economics Department. Next to her, Solomon Sapon Bama, who is the headmaster of the school, and Patience A. Genyusu, who is an old student of Nkwanta Senior High School. Thank you all, and all the best to you.
Thank you too.
Don't go anywhere. The show continues right after this.
Man in his fancy car sought directions, but oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you please show me where the Presby Church is? Oh, sure. Go straight. Turn left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a water cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
Hey, play it. When the Black Stars stick to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach. Why Fatika want to be dribble? The coach must go. The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As we wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibe.
Mami Gobe,
and as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lily rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture.
Sina Soul with Ojole. She said, you don't have enough to look after two women, so just leave the girlfriend and stay with your wife. I think it's a good call. Good morning and welcome to this segment of the show. It's our relationship corner this morning, and we are looking at two key things in every relationship: saying sorry and forgiving. Apologizing and forgiving are key elements of any relationship, and these two together ensure that we build trust and we also make amends for mistakes that we may have made in our relationships. But many people find these two very, very difficult indeed. And today we are here to share tips with you on how to do that from the expert that we have at our table. Reverend Dr. Nanaya Prempeh is going to share these tips with us. Doc, thank you for making the time. And I feel like we brought her back stage conversation into the front camera, because we've been here before, haven't we? And you've walked my hand through some very, very difficult times. So today it turns out that we have to tell the public what we have worked through, sessions and sessions to get to. And it's not easy to even admit to yourself that you've made a mistake. And you've told me many times, the beginning is you knowing that you've done wrong. How do we begin this journey of apologizing and forgiving?
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, Thelma. It's good to have you and I, even though I miss Valerie. Hi, Val, wherever you are. Kisses to you. So good morning to everyone watching GTV around the world. Today is a beautiful day after the rain last night. My husband and I actually had to park because you couldn't really move. It was so heavy. And I noticed, I call it a cocktail of rains and dryness. I'm going to write a book on that. Cocktail of rains and dryness. And it applies to our life as well. We were on the motorway and we saw rain. You go 2 minutes, you see dryness. You go 2 minutes, you see heavy rain. We saw about 5 sessions of rain, heavy rain, dryness, heavy rain, dry on the motorway before we cross the distance. So we have a mighty God who is raining and leaving a portion without rain on the same stretch of road. And then you find rain and you go forward and there's no rain. I haven't seen anything like that before.
The God of all seasons.
So last night as I sat in the car, I felt so close to God, how great He is. And that is how He is handling your problems for you. That's why the Bible says no condition is permanent. No condition. You have heavy rain today, within 2 minutes, dry land. 2 minutes, heavy rain. So our life is like that. We have the ups, we have the downs. So you don't stay on any difficult situation to end your life, or to judge God, or to give up. No, you don't. Because just blink your eye and the rains will fall on you. Another blink of the eye, there is dryness. What a mighty God we serve. So when you talk about forgiveness, apologizing, forgiveness, the scripture that comes to my heart is our Father, the book of Matthew. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts or our trespasses as we forgive our debtors or those who offend us. So who are you? I mean, who are you to say you cannot forgive? You are asking God for forgiveness. And there are times that the person that you love most will offend you, will hurt you. You see, but the difficulty we are having is admittance of guilt. That is where our problem is. The pride, the ego, the too known, the ahomaswo, all those things, they make us fail to admit that we are at fault. We have offended the people that love us most. Something for be say edua ebeno ena etri. The trees that are closest, they rub against each other. So it hurts so much more when the person you love offends you.
How do you get them to come to that admittance, especially in the face of, like you're saying, ego and pride and our belief and self-confidence, sometimes overly so, in who we are? How do you get somebody who doesn't want to admit it to realize that they've done you wrong, they've hurt you?
The only way you can get around that is love. When you also love the person. So you learn in your, you purpose in your heart. You have to take that effort and make a conscientious effort and make a choice, decide that I will forgive this person because I love the person.
Even when they've not admitted what they've done to you?
Yes, you see, because if you want the relationship to go on, there is a saying that someone has to be a fool for love. Someone has to be a fool. You cannot be the fool all the time. But at a point in the relationship, you must play the fool. Otherwise, you lose the relationship.
So what kind of process will that take if you're with a partner who does not admit when they are wrong? What do you do?
That's why I'm saying that, you see, that the person needs education. The person needs counseling. The person needs to wake up that love is not enough. Love alone is not enough. So though you may be showering love, and because of the love, you may be forgiving the person, there will be a time where your humanity will show. You are only human. Your humanity will show, and you say, enough of this. Enough. Because you're human. You're not made of steel. You have feelings. So you will give and give and give and give. You will get tired at a point, especially when the person is failing or refusing to own fault, admit to fault, and say, oh, baby girl, I'm truly sorry. I did it, but I didn't mean to hurt you. I mean, what does it take to do that?
Some people would not even admit they are wrong. Others would admit they are wrong, but still continue in the act that hurt the other partner.
Yes.
What should you do in such a situation?
We are all dealing with that. I mean, we are all dealing with that. The person, you put the bottle here. Tell mom, make sure this awake bottle is always placed on this table. Yes, mommy, I understand. Mommy will come back and the awake bottle will be here. Oh, mommy, I truly love you, but I won't do that again. The next time mommy comes, it's still here. But mommy comes and puts awake right here so everyone on GTV can see awake. It's the best water to drink for now. So,
we believe that.
So I believe that there is people who are very stubborn. There are people who are rebellious. There are people who are just rude. And there are people who may not love you, and you think they love you. Because when there is love involved, there are things that we do for love. Not because we want to do it, or because we love to do it, but you need to do it for the sake of love.
So how come that all the difficult things we are told to consider the love and endure, why doesn't the other party also have to consider their behavior through the lens of the love they have for the next person?
Because number one, that love may not even be there. It is very possible that love may not be there. They are just telling you they love you for your ears to be sweet and sweeter. Their love may not be there, number one. Number two, they may not be just doing you alone. You know, it may not just be you in their life. So they go somewhere else, they don't need to apologize. They come to you, they need to apologize. So they feel like they don't have to, because they offend the other lady and she's okay. She doesn't ask for forgiveness, apology. But as for you, you understand?
Whichever one of my friends is talking to Auntie Nana, you better stop, because I say that a lot. Say, Thelma is always upset about something. All my friends know this. But you see, getting the person to realize that what they are doing is offensive is one thing. Actually having them act to make it right.
Absolutely.
Some people will not apologize at all. Our mothers tell us that when your father offends me, he never has to say sorry. He just comes into the room and says, where's my shoe, or something. Like he would ask one random question. And that's the apology.
Like nothing happened.
Should we accept? My mom told me this and I found it very profound. She said, Thelma, sometimes you have to be content with the apology you never got. I never agreed with her.
That is where the love comes in. You see, but
what if the person never says they are sorry?
But in this life, Thelma, remember me for this statement. In our lives today, in society, you never get what you deserve. you get what you ask for. Now that I have seen, I have grown, and I have seen life. At the age of 57, I know I have seen life. You never get what you deserve. You get what you ask for. So even when someone offends you, I can't say that when they give you a haircut, a bad haircut, and you don't talk about it, they will never stop giving you that bad haircut. Do you understand? Because the person giving you a haircut thinks he's doing his best for you. But his best is not what you want. So you need to tell him, I appreciate what you're doing, but this is not what I want. Can you do it that way or do it this way? Then they know what you want. So when people deal with you in a particular way, and you let them know that enough of this, I don't like it, even though I've been quiet. And people say that silence means consent. Not always. Not always. There are times that you are silent because you have given the battle to the Lord. And when you've given the battle to the Lord, what is your business fighting it? He will fight your battle for you. So there are many marriages now that half of the spouses are on their knees every day praying for the marriage. I mean, come on. Do you go in a marriage to enjoy or to become a prayer warrior? I'm not saying don't pray about your marriage. But you are supposed to enjoy the marriage. But there's always chaos. When you ask the person, can you share some of your happy moments?
When I was 27.
They have to really sit down and think. If they can remember one happy moment in that marriage. Life is not supposed to be like that. No, marriage is not supposed to be like that. You must be able to laugh with the person you love. You are sharing the shelter with this person for the rest of your life.
And on apologies still, some people say that if they apologize, they appear weak. If they apologize, they've given the power to the other person.
How myopic can you be?
How bad is this problem, and how can someone overcome it so that they don't feel that vulnerability in apologizing?
How can you say apology makes you appear little? Little to who? No, love is humble. Love is genuine. Love is meek. Do you understand the word meek? Love is meek. And it's like Jesus was compared to a lamb. And a lamb is known to be a very meek animal. And that is how love is. So even when you are right and your spouse thinks he or she is right, you contain the moment. You don't flare up. Mine is right. I am right. Shut up. Shut up. When I'm talking, don't talk. I'm the man of the house. Shut up. What do you get from that? And this is the woman that is putting food in your mouth. The men don't know that if a woman wants to finish them, they can finish them one touch. Maybe they forget. And the same woman, if she wants to lift you up and give you a happy life, she can do that. So if I were a wise man, I would please my wife. Because the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, it talks about the wife being for the man, the body of the woman being for the man being for the woman. So, you see, when the Bible talks about if you're going to give an offering, and you know that you have offended someone, you have a rift with someone, don't put that offering in the basket. Go and fix it. That is how important apology and forgiveness is to God. So in our relationships, I think that if you are a couple, of course, there will be problems, there will be rifts, there will be misunderstandings. But when one is upset, the other must not be upset. Two wrongs will never make a right. And there are times when the man wants to pacify the woman with sex. It doesn't work like that. You know, you cannot use sex and gifts to cover up problems. It's like you have a sore, and you have, instead of putting antibiotics and antiseptics on the sore, you cover it with a Band-Aid. It's going to eat inside.
That's interesting, because some people think the making up is even better than whatever the temporary breakup is.
No, the making up is a process. It's a process, and it has to be, you need to include communication with that process. Giving a gift to your spouse or your loved one for offending the person is nice, but the gift alone is not enough. You have to either write a note, you understand? Write a note of apology, send a message, text or WhatsApp, email, whatever, of apology, make a phone call, or the best one is to go on a date to apologize, face to face. Meet the person, look the person in the eye, let the person see the genuinity of your apology, and it makes all the difference. You know, the note, the scripture that you quote, you use scripture every time you offend your spouse, but deep down in your heart, you are not sorry. Because the person will forgive you, and before she can even say Jack, you are in the same guilt.
And that's a problem a lot of people face, men and women. The repeat offenders.
Yes.
Every time they do it, every time they tell us they are sorry.
Yeah.
And we find it difficult because some people, once you say, I'm sorry, they continue with the relationship. But it becomes a habit that becomes harmful over time. So how do you manage a situation where someone constantly does the thing that upsets you, that offends you, that hurts you, and constantly says they are sorry?
Okay, so you know there are some pills that when you take, they will heal you of some predicament, some disease. But that same pill, when you take overdose, it will kill you. It becomes toxic. It becomes poisonous. The pill that is supposed to heal you from a disease or any sickness, that same pill, you can take more than you should, and it's going to end your life. So when you are taking some things from the one that you love, little doses, fine, you can handle it. Little doses, fine, you can handle it. But when it becomes too much, it becomes toxic to you, your personality. The man that you have loved. I mean, I wasn't big like this. I used to be a size 2 before. Okay? I used to be skinny. I told Valerie. I used to be like Valerie. But after when you're growing and you're having children, and I mean, you know, when you have cesarean, you cannot do so much exercise because you can infect your wound. So there are things that other women who had children can do, who had a natural delivery can do, that women who had cesarean cannot do. So then you end up putting on some weight. So if your husband sees you today, look at you, you have become like a fat pig. And then he says it once. You say, okay, it's all right. I'll deal with this. I'll lose weight. And then you are trying, and the weight is not going anywhere. Because maybe you are still breastfeeding, and you are eating. You have to get nutrients to give the baby. And then when you finish, you start working. You don't have time for gym and exercise. And this man is always telling you, fat pig, ugly. You know, so those words start registering in your subconsciousness. And even though you are very beautiful, the words that the man is throwing at you on a daily basis is infecting your brain. And then you start accepting it. And then you think you are ugly, you are fat, you are a pig. And you start calling yourself in your room. You can't go out. You see? So that dose of toxic information, it came 1, 2, 3. Now it has become too much. It has infected you and affected you. And it's not good. So that is why you must address things immediately they begin. When you get those insults, Your husband comes home, you sit down with him. Sweetheart, the way you've been calling me names is really affecting me. So if you can put a stop to it, I'll be very grateful. I will try and work on my body for you and for myself. Then the two of you talk about it. If he's a man who truly loves and appreciates you, you say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that all those words I was saying were affecting you. Can you forgive me? This is how life is supposed to be. Oh, Charlie, what? But don't you see you are fat? If I'm saying it, you don't want me to say it. Everybody knows. He's making the situation worse. And then you go and you start crying. So such a person, for you to affect him, you must do the weight loss. And in a way, he's trying to be mean to provoke you. And you know provocation can actually make you move into doing things.
Move it. Let's move people to call into the show and ask their questions directly of you. We are talking about apologizing and forgiving in a relationship. You can join the conversation. Call us on 0543-664-664, 0543-664-664, and share your experience with us. The counselor is here, and she will answer your questions. Okay. 664-264, 664-264. You can call into the show now. Auntie Nanaya, sometimes the apology comes, but it's letting go. It's the forgiving part that becomes difficult. We've always heard the saying that you can forgive, but you can't forget. Is that really the case?
It's
can
very
you
much
forgive and forget?
It's very much so. It's yes and no. It depends on the extent of the damage. It depends on the depth of the situation. I mean, like if somebody hurts, somebody you love hurts you so bad that it affects a loss of life, like your child or something. You always see the child's picture. You always see the child's, it will be difficult to forget. You understand? But the forgiving is necessary for your healing. The forgiving is necessary for your healing. Because I thank God for giving us the spirit that makes us forget. Otherwise, if we don't forget some things, like the loss of our parents, we can't forget it.
Esinam has joined us from Ashaiman, and I guess she has a question for Reverend. Esinam, turn the volume of your TV all the way down so that you don't hear us except through the phone that you're speaking to us on. Thank you for doing that. We'll get back to the lines very shortly. But we are back to talking about forgiving and forgetting. And sometimes losses present such an opportunity. When there's a loss, we try to process all that information. And it can be the loss of a loved one or the loss of a job or something that was very dear to us. How do we ensure that we don't allow the losses in our lives to affect our relationships with other people when it comes to apologizing and forgiving?
So you see, I started my submission by saying that people have to admit guilt or fault. When the person fails to admit that I've hurt you, then it's difficult for the person to even think that they need to apologize. So I think the first step to forgiveness and apology is the admittance of fault. So the person must admit the fault. Because if I step on your foot and you tell me that, oh, auntie, you stepped on my foot and it hurt so bad, I can say, oh, but this small thing, how can it hurt you? I'm being insensitive.
Yeah, let's hear what Helena has to contribute to us. Thank you for making the time. Please turn down the volume on your TV set so that we can get less feedback from you. What do you have to ask or contribute to us this morning?
I have a little issue.
Go ahead.
A guy I'm dating.
Okay.
Like, he's always been like this. Whenever he's seen me with someone, he'll be accusing me of, like, assault. Like, every time he'll be doing that. So one day he provoked me, and I said, but you are not feeding me, you are not giving me anything, so why are you doing this? He said, because I said that means I'm doing what he's saying. It seems like he's killing me slowly.
So, do you love this person?
Yes.
Hey. So, I don't know what you have planned in your mind. And because whatever you're going through now, when you get married to this person, you're either going to get more of it, or you're going to have to deal with, what you're dealing with now. It's either going to be there or more, unless you start seeing change. And mind you, the person can try to pretend that they have stopped until they put the finger where it belongs, putting the ring on the finger. Then everything will start bouncing back. So since you are not married to this person, you need to get counseling before you get married to the person, if you still want to marry this person. It's possible that he loves you, but who destroys what they love? Why would love destroy? Because now that you are living with hurt and pain, is that what you want to deal with for the rest of your life? You need to really think about it and get counseling, both of you. And there has to be genuine remorse before you know that this will work. Otherwise, trust me, you get into the marriage, you are going to get a double dose. And so you have to think about this.
How harmful can unresolved conflicts become, and what does a lack of forgiving do to relationships?
Unresolved conflict is a cancer. It's cancer. So the more it lasts in the relationship, the more it eats into the fiber of the relationship. It's like cancer. When you detect it early and you treat it, your chances of survival are higher.
Just like in October, we say all women, especially men too, because 1% need to get their breast examined and checked. Early detection saves lives. So unresolved conflicts are like cancers. Let's see what Charles has to say in response to that. Charles, thank you for joining us on GTV Breakfast. Do you have a question or a comment for us this morning?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead, Reverend.
I'm asking, first of all, I want to say thank you for the good job you're doing. But I want to know that here you were dealing with, for example, a matured Christian who is a pastor and then married to a woman who is also into the things of Christ. But consistently, you know that this lady you've married to consistently abuses you, knowing that you are a pastor. You can't take any drastic decision. You have prayed, you have fasted, you've done all you could, but still this thing persists. I want to ask my dear Reverend Minister, what practical step must one take to be able to overcome? Because as a man of God, this is affecting you, your ministry, and literally, mentally, you are being derailed. I want you to candidly help in this matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Abuse is what some people cannot get over. And this time it's a lady who's abusing the gentleman because he's a man of God.
Well, I have said it on this platform before that God hates abuse. God hates divorce. But God hates abuse more than divorce. This is my own opinion. Because I don't think that God would want you to come and sit in church as a man of God, a woman of God, and impart that spirit of abuse into the children of God. No. Because there's transference of spirit. And you cannot give what you don't have. If you are the man of God or the woman of God and you are living a life of pretense, how long can you continue like that?
What can he do in this case?
Yeah, so I believe that there has to be counseling. The fact that you're a man of God or woman of God doesn't mean that you don't need counseling. You must have counseling, the both of them. And the woman needs to commit for this counseling. She needs to make some commitment. They have to set timelines. You understand? She must commit to changes within some timelines, because now it's affecting the psyche of the man of God. And it's not, you see, many people, the moment they see these issues, the first thing that comes to their mind is divorce. Divorce is not the answer. Divorce is not the answer.
It should begin with counseling.
It should begin with counseling.
Okay.
And the word of God must play a major part here. And if things get worse, I believe there can be separation.
Once they work on their differences.
Once you work on the situation,
okay,
there must be separation, but you cannot leave the word of God out of this situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get Margaret's thoughts now. Margaret is joining us from Adenta. Margaret, thank you for making time. What's your question or comment?
Okay, good morning. Well done, all of you, and doing good. Nice to meet you. And today is the first time I'm watching this program.
Oh,
and I was very happy this program is going on.
Okay.
But my problem is I'm dating a guy that has a girlfriend, but he's not happy with that girl. Even though they are rich, he's okay, everything, and the girl is taking care of him. But he's not okay because he's not getting happiness from that place. So he met me.
Is that what he has told you, that he's not getting happiness from that relationship? Is that what he has said to you, or is that your observation?
Yes, that is what he has told me, including his friends and everything.
What's your question to Reverend?
Yeah. So he tells me that he's okay with me, like he's such a guy that pretends at times. At times you pretend he's good, at times you pretend he's bad, just like how man said right now. But I'm trying to bring the best out of him. But at times he used to say his first girlfriend, I'm okay. But at times it touches me when I hear him talking to him because I get jealous.
So your question is?
I need the help.
Okay. Rev.
Okay, so you have to really tell me. I was hearing them in bits. She said she has seen that the guy is not happy
in his relationship.
In his current relationship.
The guy is also in a relationship with her, but he's told her that he's not happy in that other relationship. And so sometimes he comes around, he's nice, sometimes he's not, and she's confused because the guy's friends tell her that he's not happy in his relationship, and the guy tells her that he's happy with her and not with the other lady. It looks like there are two ladies here.
I want to know what she is giving the guy to make him happy. What is she giving her, the guy that the other girl or lady is not giving him? Because if it's something that is not tangible, you know, this guy, he will help, because maybe he's seen something around this young lady, Matilda, right? Margaret, that he's enjoying. And there are some guys who are very irresponsible.
Should ladies believe guys who are in relationships who come to them and say, yes, I'm with this person, but I'm not happy, but I'm happy with you? Is that something ladies should believe?
Oh, I will not make a blanket statement on that, because there are situations that are truly genuine. There are some women who are very abusive to their men, especially when they notice that the man loves them so much. They use their body to I don't know, that they prevent the men from having the pleasures that they are supposed to have. And even when it's time for them to feed them, they will give excuses, then the man will go out and buy the food.
So you're saying it's possible for a man to be with one woman and fall in love, for the lack of a better expression, with another woman.
It is possible.
And be happy with her.
It is possible.
I'm sure that you will share your number with us just before we wrap up in the next few minutes. So I'll take the comments from Adepa, who is quite eager to contribute to us from Tema. And perhaps Adepa would be our last call. Adepa, thank you for making time to join us. What's your question or comment to Reverend? Can you hear us? I think we may have lost Adepa there. So that would be our last call for today. Thank you for calling in and for joining the conversation. Reverend and I have been talking about apologizing and forgiveness. What can you forgive someone and still hold them accountable for what they've done to you?
Yes, you can.
Should you do that?
It's necessary for the person to be accountable so that they will learn from it. You know, a lot of free things are not valued. Look at Jesus Christ dying for us. A lot of people don't value it because it's free. If we were supposed to pay to get salvation, you see people going to borrow money to come and pay for salvation. When you forgive people and they keep doing the same thing, it becomes very necessary for them to commit to something so that they can learn a lesson. Because otherwise they will think that, she can't leave. She will just say, don't do that again. She will just say, okay, buy me fried rice, that's it. No. People, even the Bible believes in accountability. And when you are accountable, you become more credible. Do you understand? And then you can have another opportunity. That's why I believe in forgiveness. I believe that everyone deserves a second chance. And the moment you make yourself a King Kong, you will never forgive. Then you think you are bigger than God.
Share your number, your contact details. How can people reach you? There's a lot of people out there who want your counsel, who may have need for your ears, like I have for many months now.
I haven't done this in a very long time, but I will do it. But please don't call me before 9 a.m. and don't call me after 8 p.m. I beg you, because I have a family too. So it's 054-566-5000, 054-566-5000. And when you call, be very brief because my battery runs hot. My phone is my business phone, so it runs hot. So when you call, be very brief so that somebody else can also get through. 054-566-5000. But more importantly, I would love for you to come and visit me at church. The name of the church is Authority Bible Church, ABC, Authority Bible Church. Thelma is coming on Sunday. And we meet every Sunday, 3 p.m. at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. It's not for rich people.
Okay.
It's at La Palm. When you can be rich too.
Thank you so much for your expert counsel for us this morning, talking about apologizing and forgiveness in relationships. Hopefully you've learned a tip or two and you reach out to Rev if you find yourself in need of her advice or her counsel. Thank you for joining us on GTV Breakfast. We'll come your way again on Monday 555 with another edition. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Bye.